What is going on out there in YouTube land today? Let me know if anybody wants to come in, and I'll place the link in the comment section. You need to calm down, Donisho. Let's see. Any comments, maybe, perhaps? Who knows? Nothing yet. Nothing at all. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and do this. There we go. All right. Link is in the comment section. Feel free to come in if you guys like. Oh, man. See if there's any comments. Any comments? Nothing at all yet. Okay.
So,
hey Jacob, how's it going?
whoop, whoop. Great.
Can you hear me?
How you doing? Hi.
Pretty good. How about yourself?
So, get a shirt on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Million.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I just
Okay.
got to press it up like a lot.
Oh, okay.
I had to get my shirt on, and I also had to get pajamas on.
Oh.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah. That's why I never come online without shirts or without anything like that. It's too embarrassing. I don't want to scare people away.
I'm probably going to scare a lot more people off than anybody else. So, well, I guess I got my braces off today, and that was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. See if I can. I've got these things. Oh crap. Okay. I've got these things I gotta put in. They're like retainers.
Yeah.
Keep my teeth straight.
So did you catch the news today?
I did not catch the news today. I was watching YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess some cops killed another guy in Cincinnati.
Oh Jesus.
Yep.
You know, a lot of cops in like Iowa, they're just like laid back. You know, I just wish cops could go like back to the 1950s, you know, kind of version of a cop to where they're kind of like a little round and they're not really, they're like nice. They just go to the local donut store and hang out. I mean, it'd solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, it would solve a lot of problems if they would rather eat instead of shoot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and from what I understand, I read in the article it said that Cincinnati is basically bracing itself for when the video is released to the public, because they say that the video of the officer shooting the guy is pretty bad. And from what I understand, it's possible that the cop's going to get prosecuted for it. So.
Okay, let's see if I can get my headphones on. That worked.
Yeah, I like using headphones better, man.
Yeah.
Besides, there's just too much background noise everywhere for me. You know, that's why I have to stick the earphones in here. And one of the things that I hate the most is when I hear an echo. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's me turning down the volume. That was horrible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like how like YouTube's like, you know what? You guys can totally make awesome content with like really subpar computers. So
Yeah. And that's what I got, a subpar computer. I don't really got anything fancy.
yeah, it's me too. Well,
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think, you know, while I do want to, later on, I'm eventually going to get better equipment because I do want to make better videos and stuff. And for right now, this will do what I have right now. So basically, I got a decent camera or webcam, I should say, that I make my videos with and I do hangouts with and whatnot, you know, and I think it does pretty good for what I need it for. It costed me $100. It better do good.
yeah, that's true.
You know,
You get a lot of people on here.
Sometimes, usually it'll start off slow, you know, but as the night progresses, a lot of people start to jump in.
All right.
Yeah, give it about 20 more minutes. This room will probably be filled up.
Really? Wow. All right. Well, that's probably not a good idea because I just shared this on Google Plus. So.
Well, did you hear the news about Google Plus?
Really? Oh, what are they doing?
YouTube and Google Plus are breaking up. There's not going to be no more Google Plus.
Oh, really? Wow. All right.
Yeah, they're finally going to separate YouTube and Google Plus, which is going to be good. Now, all we need them to do is go back to the days of YouTube where we were able to design our own YouTube channels, custom make them, you know.
Oh, really? Wow.
That'd be nice if we could do that.
Like, yeah. So you guys can't now. You can't like put like custom backgrounds or.
No, the only thing that people can do now is make a custom banner for their channel, and that's it.
All right.
And, yeah. Everything was changed.
Sad.
Yeah, everything was completely changed over the years. You know, slowly. You know, everything's changed. Because I remember back in the day where you were able to design a page, if you will, for YouTube, your channel. I remember paying $100 to a graphic designer to design me a layout for my channel, and
yeah, all right.
I put it on there and everything, you know, and it was really, really good. I mean, he did a lot of hard work to it, and in fact, I got a video of it on my channel way back in the day. But after, you know, YouTube decided that they were going to completely change the whole format, I was like, ooh, fuck, man. There goes $100 down the drain.
That's bad.
Yeah, it sucks, man, because they changed everything. Well, I like this new design. You know, I'm used to it now. But, you know, it would be nice if we could go back to the way it was before.
Yeah.
So what's been going on? What's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I know it's Iowa. We don't have much going on here. Had a lot of storms lately, and
Yep.
there's like a balloon thing that got canceled.
We've been getting a lot of rain over here too. Matter of fact, it's raining right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live here in Texas.
Oh wow! All right,
Yeah.
man. I was kind of blessed not to be in the Bible Belt South, so
That's where I live, in the Bible Belt.
yeah, I'm like one state above it, and like if I was one state below, I mean, I remember we, me and my grandfather, we like do jobs. We actually have like a plastering company, and we traveled down south to buy a piece of equipment, and there was like a horse in like the local town, and I'm wondering, is this what like all of this is like? Like you just go down the Bible Belt South, and you're just like now dirt poor.
Yeah.
Just it's like a
The,
local.
ci- the city that I live in, the problem with this city is the fact that it's really dirty. I mean, you got trash all over the place. Trash in the grass fields. You got trash on the streets. I mean, it's real dirty here, man. And these people, the city doesn't even make an effort to clean it up. They just leave it there to blow all over the place. You know, kind of sucks.
Yeah,
And the only thing I don't like here is the summers because it gets extremely hot. Well, for me, anyways.
yeah. Feel like it gets extremely hot for anybody down in Texas.
Huh?
I've heard like down in Texas, if you have like a pool, that sometimes it'll be so hot you can't even go in your pool because the water will be so warm.
Yeah, I believe it because it does get hot around here in certain areas. Now, I imagine in certain areas here in Texas, it does get way hotter than where I'm at, but
Yeah.
and then I'm the type of person that is a winter person. I love the winter, because I like the cold weather. It's just the way
Yeah.
I've been all the time. And I remember one time last year, I went out when it was snowing and stuff, in a pair of shorts and a shirt. And people were just looking at me like if I was crazy, man. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
10.
I've seen some people do that.
It was like 10 degrees outside, and they were looking at me like it was like I was crazy or something. I go, hey man, I just like the cold, you know. And they go, well, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Other than
I
that,
remember up in Minnesota.
huh?
Oh, I remember up in Minnesota. We traveled there once. It was so bad for road work that a lot of us make jokes about it because we say they need to do some more road work up here, and they've just been doing it like every summer. There's always road work.
Yeah,
Something's being rebuilt. Something's doing something.
yeah. There's something always being rebuilt around here in the state of Texas, whether it is a highway. We have a couple of McDonald's here in this city that were being rebuilt. A semi ran right through one of them. I guess the driver fell asleep at the wheel and just plowed right through it. When people were working, no less. It was amazing that nobody got hurt.
True. That's very true.
Yep. But other than
Smelled.
that, huh?
Oh, I would just wonder if he smelled McDonald's. He went toward the smell and he just like ran into it because he just thought, you know what, I might as well go to the smell if I'm asleep. So
Yeah, maybe he just got hypnotized and shit and couldn't see in front of him.
that's true. That can happen.
Yeah. See, some of these truckers, man, they run their asses ragged, man.
Yeah.
I've heard of truckers, going for days without sleep just so they could get their load to their destination on time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I heard they were having to put like regulations on that type of stuff now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So, you an atheist or a Christian or?
just nah, I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know anymore. It's just it's all weird. So I kind of like scientists like King Crocodile. Man, he's I like how he makes fun of fundamentalists. I would be like more of a moderate, if anything.
yeah.
You know, I like how he kind of makes fun of fundamentalists, and he kind of shows where like their story just like breaks down. Also, I remember like this was this really funny thing where uh, not Ken Ham. I think it was Ken Ham. Building Noah's Ark
Hmm.
for the Creationist Museum. Well, he was using a bulldozer and like all sorts of construction equipment. And I remember a guy commented saying, this might prove that, Noah like didn't actually do this because it takes like a modern man using all this machinery to build it. And how could like this 40-year-old man build this, gigantic ark with like six people?
Oh yeah. I mean, all allegedly all Noah had back in the day was ropes and shit to sticks to sit on. That was it. Or
That's true.
I don't know what he used to build that ark, man, but apparently he did it with his family. I don't know how he did it.
I mean, and think about this too. I mean, they didn't have any sort of science back then. They had like Aristotle for a physicist, and I don't think that turned out very well for him. And you know, just imagine having to build an ark, but now you're with like Aristotle science, and just imagine how much that must have been frustrating to deal with.
Well, back in the day, I think a lot of things for those people were frustrating, because let's face it, they didn't understand how the universe worked. They didn't understand how a lot of things worked, so naturally they would perceive something supernatural to be involved with it, I think, personally.
Yeah.
And nowadays, we understand more things now. We understand, we have a lot of more information, things like that, and we're able to come to more rational conclusions instead of just, saying something else happened entirely, basically. And
Yeah.
we'll never know everything there is to know when it comes to the universe. We'll never know all of the treasures
Yeah.
that the universe has, but we'll know a great deal of it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably never get 100% there. We'll never have it to a T because I feel like there's going to be a point where it's and we just can't use our mathematics to figure it out because our mathematics are restrained to our minds.
Yep.
And like that was like laws we made up was mathematics, and still we're having like King Crocodile said there was like the gold box equation where they couldn't figure out one thing or another about mathematics. That we made this thing, but yet it's still flawed in some sort of weird way of explaining the universe.
Yep. I mean, there's stuff that we will probably never see in our lifetimes, and even beyond that.
Yeah.
But the fun thing about it all is the fact that we have an opportunity to learn as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And I think that's good, because it
Yeah.
gives us more information to analyze and do tests on, and we can eventually discover more things, because they're trying, for instance, the pictures of Pluto. Did you
Yeah.
see those pictures?
I didn't see the pictures, but I saw there was news articles about
Yeah.
it, how it was like mostly ice and it's not a planet anymore because it was too far out, I believe.
I didn't read the
Uh,
articles. I didn't read what the articles had to say. I only saw the pictures of Pluto. And
yeah,
that thing that they sent out there to take the pictures did the job, man. It did the job.
yeah.
got some good pictures. I think there was 5 pictures total that they got from Pluto.
Yeah. I remember last year in science class we were talking about Kepler's laws. Imagine having to like employ Kepler's laws, all the first 3 laws, and trying to, calculate all the orbits and all that.
Yeah.
How much is, to make sure the thing doesn't crash or do whatever. I'm glad.
It'd be nice if we can, eventually later on, we can send space vehicles out even farther, after we do a lot of research, of course, and better our technology and stuff like that, But I know, I realize it's going to take some time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just going to be excited because I hear by 2045, we're going to have this robots that are self-aware, and that's basically the Jetsons. So that's kind of what surprises me.
Yeah, I heard something about that too. I just never really looked too far into it. But yeah, we're starting to dip into AI a little bit and stuff like that. We're making some advanced robotics. I mean, there's some stuff out there that's pretty neat, man.
Yeah.
I hear we're in the process of, for the military, developing some type of suits that look kind of like Iron Man suits.
Oh yeah. I remember I went on 4chan once. Is like I posted like I heard this like pastor say, "Oh, this evolution, they're always wondering what's going to be next," and like when really we don't think when there's going to be a next. And I said like the next generation was Iron Man, like the next evolution of man was like Iron Man.
Well, sure, they're not going to make suits that fly around like Iron Man did in the movies, but what they're coming up with is pretty neat.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like went to 4chan. It was like a meme, like,
yeah,
what is next evolution of man? And I said like Iron Man. I just thought that was funny.
Iron Man. Could you imagine if someone had that type of technology, man? Shit.
Oh, jeez. I feel like I just like leave Earth. All right, you guys. We pretty much figured out everything. I thought he like had like infinite energy.
Yeah.
So like he can power things forever, and
you'd be sitting in the backyard having something to drink and enjoying yourself, and all of a sudden you look up into the sky and you see an orange figure fly across your sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
True. What in the hell? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I just got done making a couple of videos today, and I said, what the hell? I just start a Hangout and see who wants to come in and talk.
Yeah. It's nice to talk to people.
Yeah. I do it once in a while. I've been doing it more often the past couple of weeks. But there's times when I'll go for a while without having to hang out, because there's times when I'd like to get into my videos a little bit more and talk about other things, and just throw my ideas out there. And I've been doing pretty good. I mean, I've enjoyed doing this. I've been doing this for, let's see. I've had my YouTube channel up for 3 years now.
All right.
Yeah, I started this YouTube channel, I'm wanting to say in 2012. Yeah. And I've had it up for 3 years so far, and it's been pretty good. I've met a lot of good people and had a lot of good conversations and arguments, everything.
Yeah. I guess on the atheism thing, if I was to entertain the thought that the Bible was just a made-up book, I could see why people thought that way back then. Back in the Middle East, it was such chaos that they must have had hope in something.
Yeah.
And then maybe what they did was they kind of made this what's supposed of God of war, is what I heard. They people supposed that he was apparently, and all the stories of them like coming out of Egypt. Egypt was like one of the world's greatest superpowers back then in the Middle East. I mean, can you imagine like, oh, feel like the Hebrews would just do anything if a guy could save them out basically of the hands of a superpower. So
Yeah. I'm not sure if this was correct. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But did you know that Alexander the Great was a pharaoh?
Alexander the Great,
Yeah.
wasn't he from Greece or Rome?
No, he was a pharaoh too, briefly.
Briefly.
I think so, if my memory serves me correctly. They
Oh,
even named a town after him called Alexandria.
all right. That
Yeah.
that can make sense.
Um, yeah. There's a lot of places in other towns, I mean, in other countries and stuff like that, where I'm fascinated with their history. You know, um, Greece, for example. I'm fascinated with a lot of things they have as far as history is concerned, and
Yeah.
Rome and stuff like that. What
Yeah.
couple of my favorite character, favorite historical figures from Rome were Alexander, or I think no, not Alexander, but Julius Caesar.
Mhm.
Um, what's that other guy? I forgot his name. Darn it.
Alexander the Great.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I don't understand how he became a pharaoh in Egypt. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But other than that, with in Greece, for example, in I think I can't remember the specific area, Mesopotamia or something. I can't remember, but
Mesopotamia. Yeah.
yeah, it's where the famous 300 fought the Persian Empire for in the Battle of Thermopylae.
All right.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with that culture back in the day, because they believed that they were the direct descendants from Hercules,
Yeah.
and all kinds of cultures I'm fascinated with,
Yeah. Well, I just got to think of back then of how rough they had it. That what wouldn't you do? Like, what wouldn't you believe? So that way you could keep on going with your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like,
Well, with the Spartans, the actual Spartans back in the day, um, they were pretty intense, from what I understand. When a baby was born, they
threw
looked
it
it
off a
over.
cliff.
Yeah, they looked it over to see if it had any deformities or anything like that, and if the baby didn't meet their standards, they threw it off the cliff.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I guess that's really manipulating evolution right there.
yeah. But they took combat seriously.
Yeah. They took it as a lifestyle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. They trained like they were actually fighting, and they constantly trained. And when the Battle of Thermopylae took place, uh, 300 Spartans killed 250,000 Persians.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Leonidas was,
I heard they had like superior battle tactics, and they kind of
yeah,
knew how to, you know.
and Leonidas, from what I hear in history about the real Leonidas, he continued to kill Persian after Persian after Persian with about 5 or 6 arrows stuck in him. He continued to fight until he couldn't fight anymore. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't think there really is a comment section, is there?
Yeah, there is. Do you have a? Here's how I do it. Do you have a two different browsers on your computer?
I've got Firefox, I believe, or just like Internet Explorer in general. I've got
Because
Internet
I've got,
Explorer and then Chrome.
yeah, you can use one browser for your Hangout that you're having with me now, and then
All
you can
right.
open the other. You can open the other browser and
All right.
go to my page and click on the live broadcast. But be sure and
All
mute
right.
it. Be sure and mute it when you do that. And you can look at the comment section as we talk. You know.
All right. So, okay, I'm gonna try to do that if I can. Let's
Yeah.
see. So, launch Internet Explorer. Could I ask what your page would be?
The Quiet Atheist.
Oh, just the quiet. Okay,
Yeah.
if this will come up. Oh, computers. You think you can trust them, but then you don't really know. Do-do-do-do. Here it is. All right.
Yeah, you can. I promise, Renee Skeptic, there's not going to be any drama on the Hangouts tonight. I'm going to be a good person tonight. Yeah, people in the comment section.
Okay.
But yeah, can you see the comment section now or no?
No, it takes my computer forever to even to get one thing up. It just
Oh, okay.
it my thing is like so unresponsive. You know, I
Oh,
don't have like Verizon or AT&T. I have CenturyLink here, so we're gonna have.
CenturyLink.
Yeah, I have CenturyLink.
I go through an internet provider where I'm at called Suddenlink,
All right.
and we're getting ready. I mean, they're really advancing. Suddenlink here, the company is really advancing rather quickly, I might add, because here pretty soon they're going to be introducing a 1 gigabit internet connection.
Oh, really? But
And that's supposed to be super fast. I mean, you can download a movie or a video that would normally take 8 hours in just like 20 minutes.
oh man, I wish God, why is my computer not working with me? Just work with me. All right, we're gonna close that.
Speaking of computers, I had a really nice computer a while back. I lost it, unfortunately. It had a 1 terabyte hard drive. It had it had a Windows 8.1, which I liked. You know, a lot of people don't like Windows 8.1 though. I did.
I have Windows Vista. It sucks.
Right now, this subpar laptop that I have Windows. What the heck is it called? Windows 7 Ultimate or something. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I have. But the computer that I had before, like I said, it had a good processor. Everything was good in it, and it was able to run a hell of a lot faster than what I got now. You know, but I'll be getting another one here pretty soon.
Okay. So let's see. Well, I'm going to see you later. I'm going to try to get this working if I can.
All right.
Just,
I'll be here hanging out in case you want to come back. I'll be here for a while.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to ask how long you're going to be here.
Usually I try. Oh, I guess he left. Okay. Maybe he'll come back. If anybody else wants to come in, feel free to come in. I got section. I see Capricious Black Box. What's up, Capricious Black Box? Oh, Deep Ashtray. What's going on? Oh, let's see what else we have. So it's going to suck for me, Deep Ashtray, when I'm burning in hell. I'll bring the marshmallows and you bring the Coronas. How's that sound? Secular Lobster. Of course you can join. I got the link in the comment section. Feel free to come right in. It's up there. Here, let me repost it. Let me repost the link in the comment section again so that way you guys can see it at the top. Hold on one second. All right, I just posted it again, guys. It's in the comment section right at the top, so feel free to come in if you guys want. And we have to be good tonight. I don't want to upset Renee Skeptic. She'll probably come onto the Hangout and kick my ass. No, seriously, we have to be good tonight. No bullshit. Let's just have a good talk and have a great time at the same time. Who is this? Big Zeal. Mr. Patrick Thacker.
You hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. What are you talking about tonight?
Mr. Secular Lobster.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, how you doing there, Quiet?
So what's going on with your ministries these days?
Not a whole lot. I'm just trying to get through this hot, muggy, nasty fucking weather, man. We had thunderstorms out here today with hail and fucking wind and shit like that.
Yeah, we got some good rain going on right now. Some rain, thunder, and lightning, man. All the good stuff. Actually, I like that, man, because it's been raining a lot here in Texas lately. Ever since summer.
Yeah, when it rains, yeah,
What?
a lot of times after it rains, it just gets that more humid, you know?
Mm.
It's like, it feels nice when it's raining, and then as soon as it stops, you know, it's like, ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, same down there, like down in Mexico, like you get some massive thunderstorms and it just goes humid and it's horrible.
Yeah. So how come I haven't seen any more videos from you, Patrick? What's going on?
I've been in kind of a hiatus. Got everything between, I don't know, sometimes real life
Yeah.
kind of gets in the way. You know.
Did you see? Are you subscribed to Pit Monk?
Oh yeah.
Did you see his videos he made with Jacqueline Glenn at VidCon?
Yeah, I saw that when he was just jumping up and down, giddy and everything. That he got to meet Jacqueline Glenn.
Yeah.
I was happy for him. I thought, I mean, it's always good to meet your heroes and people who helped you out
Yeah.
in a different surrounding than, a fucking webcam or a side chat,
Well, I want to go to the Reason Rally next year, man. I really do.
Where's it at?
It's going to be in Washington again.
Oh, when do they have it?
They didn't give a specific date yet. I followed I guess Silverman made a Twitter account for the Reason Rally, and I followed it on Twitter right away because I want to know when the dates are going to be, and I don't know when the dates are yet.
It's only about about a 6-hour drive from here, probably.
Yeah.
How long does it last?
A day, I believe.
Oh.
I would rather prefer to get there about 2 days early.
Yeah.
So I could go out and meet people and get to know everybody and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I would like to meet a couple of people from the YouTube world that I know would probably be there.
Oh, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people that if you put a sign up, with your YouTube name or something, I'm sure you'd have people coming up to you eventually,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's causing that buzz?
I'm not sure.
I think it's me. I think it's Jacob.
Oh, at least it's not feedback,
Yeah.
I was at a hangout the other night and I kept hearing echoing, and it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, that's why
I got Nike gloves.
What kind of gloves are those?
I think those are Adidas. I think so. They're like this.
Yeah, I like how those they fit those gloves so when you go like this, they Oregon's got them. A lot of colleges.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that I would like to meet, I would like to meet Theoretical Bullshit. I would like to meet Dark Matter 2525. Aura and Raw, Meridian Frost. Couple of, a bunch of those guys. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Aaron Raw is going to be speaking there.
He probably will be, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Out of all the, I don't know, people in the big atheist community, whatever you want to call it, I think the person that I would most likely to enjoy meeting probably would be Matt Dillahunty.
Well, I'd love to meet him too. Yes.
He comes across more, to me at least, not. I don't know. I just like the way he talks. I like the way he comes across.
Believe it or not, Patrick, I had an opportunity to meet Seth Andrews last year.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't go for one reason and one reason only.
Money.
And you're gonna laugh at it. I had a flat tire on my car.
Oh, don't tell me about flat tires right now, Quiet. Oh, jeez. That's part of the issue right now. I'm not a man with wealth or anything like that, and my wife was going to the store the other day, and you need a tire, but you're like, yeah, you gotta wait till next month. So next month, we're already planning to, put tires on the car. It's a good car. It's been nice to us and everything. My wife calls me like 10 minutes later. She goes, I got a flat. She goes, I'm at the tire place. She says, the tire is just no good. They're going to put air in it, right? And I'm like, God, we couldn't wait one more week. One more week. That's all I wanted, you know. So they put air in it, and now we're like walking, you know, every time we get in the car, you know, it's like look around and make sure you kick the tires because there's nothing like getting on the freeway, you know, having a flat, you know.
Yeah.
Because when I first moved out here to Rhode Island, we drove about a little over an hour up the road to New Hampshire, where they don't have sales tax, and we were going to buy some, you know, a few cartons of cigarettes. And we got about a half an hour out of Nashua, which is right over the New Hampshire border, and this big piece of metal came flying out from underneath this car and rattled underneath my car and just ripped 2 tires apart. And I only had one donut. So instead of having a nice day, driving to New Hampshire to have lunch and do a little shopping and buy some tax-free cigarettes, we ended up spending the next few hours at Sullivan Tire. It's like, well, the money we were going to spend for a nice day ended up going for tires.
Yeah.
There's always something in it.
Yeah.
It sucks, man, because when tires go, they go.
Well, the roads out here are just so fucking bad. You know, there's like craters. Right now they're trying to fix them a little bit. For as much snow as they get out here, and for as poor as the state is, there's certain this one road down the main road down by where I live. I've been here just about 3 years, and every morning for rush hour, it's really backed up because of the fact that you have to treat it like a slalom course to zigzag around potholes. I mean, not little boom boom potholes, but I'm talking about craters, you know. And you can always tell the more affluent areas around here because their roads don't suck.
Yeah.
You know, but if you get into you know, less affluent areas of this state, a lot of times you're hard pressed to find any roads that don't suck, you know.
Yeah.
So we had a bad thunderstorm last week, and it ripped a 20-foot by 20-foot piece of tarmac off the ground and watered it. I mean, it's unbelievable like the road from there. It's at least 20 by 20 foot, like there's a whole slab smucked.
Yeah, well, they have a thing out here that if you can prove that your car was damaged by a pothole and you've got all the records to prove it, the state will pay you up to $200. But there's so much bullshit. But there's so much bullshit that you have to go through, and I've yet to find anybody whose cars were damaged by these big potholes where it cost $200. Usually, you know, it costs $200 just to walk in the door for them to look at your car, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask the question, Aces. I saw you had like 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
let's see. I have. I never even really pay attention to that, but hold on. I have. Let's see. Let me check real quick, and I'll tell you. I have 1,298 subscribers.
Wow, you're doing good. I'm up to 1,177, and I have no idea why.
You did the funny.
Well, if
more
you guys
people-
want to hear about some, I guess if you guys want to hear some weird kind of atheist discrimination, I kind of heard in my school that I knew a friend atheist. This is kind of how I went from fundamentalist. I used to be a fundamentalist from moderate Um, my friend, I had a friend that I went to basketball with. He was an atheist, and so me as like the fundamentalist, I kind of didn't quite know what you guys believed or what you guys wanted. I honestly didn't know. I was taught that you guys like wanted like world domination.
Yeah,
So,
we need babies too, man.
Oh yeah, great babies.
you know, and I heard they tried to start an atheist club or a secularist club, and the school denied them for some sort of weird reason. But yet we have the uh, Christian Athlete Association apparently, and I think that was kind of, I don't know what happened there, but I feel like that's a little bit of discrimination on religious grounds.
Well, it is. Well, it is. I remember doing a couple of videos about similar stories to that a while back, and in certain areas, there have been people that would have done the same thing within the school system, but these people that were being discriminated against, you know, the atheists that wanted to have these after school programs, went straight to the ACLU about it, you know. And
Yeah.
the ACLU sent letters to the schools and stuff like that. And ultimately, the schools had to let these individuals have these programs after school. You know.
You know, I'd like to say this. The only reason why I feel like they should fight it with legal action. But the thing is, we as high schoolers, we don't have really, I don't know my way around. Like, oh, we can get a letter to the ACLU that quick, you know. I don't know how like to get that to a court of some sorts. So we're
Send a
kind
letter
of
to the.
like,
Well, I'm pretty sure that you could probably go to the website. You know, I'm pretty sure that the ACLU has a website, and they probably have contact information there.
Or the Freedom
yeah,
from Religion Foundation,
Yeah.
the NFFRF. We have in Rhode Island, I don't know if you ever heard of this guy by the name of Steve Alquist. You ever heard of him?
Steve Alquist, I
He-
know.
yeah, you know him?
I've heard of a Jessica Alquist.
Yeah, well, that's Steve Alquist's niece. They're part of the Rhode Island Atheists. Um, I get their emails and stuff like that. I don't go to the meetings because I don't, I'd rather be in a hangout or something than sit around for 2 hours at a Uno pizza place, talking and stuff. But yeah, they had the thing where Jessica Alquist at Cranston High School in Rhode Island, they had a prayer up on the board, and there was a big hubbub about that. And he's a community activist in Rhode Island. He's, he gets into everything, besides atheism. Kind of a community organizer. He's a really nice guy. When they had the Hobby Lobby protests, I went to a couple of those, and he was there. But they're pretty organized out here in a lot of ways. But it's still like heavily Catholic fundy out here.
Oh yeah, just like it is where I'm at too. Bad. I mean, you got things all over the place. I mean, churches every few hundred feet. You got all kinds of people, and mostly Mormons too. Not only do Jehovah's Witnesses walk the streets, going to house, but Mormons do that too.
Oh yeah, the little bicycles. I remember that when I lived in Oregon. You'd see the Mormons out on their bicycles, and we lived in a really rural area. So they had to do some heavy trekking on bicycles just to get to some houses, But now I live in a third floor apartment, so I don't get my door knocked on for that stuff, All I have is memories.
We get Jehovah's Witnesses here all the time, and the first thing I do is out the windows is, no hablo español.
Come to the door with an open robe and no clothes on and a can of beer, and they'll be gone real quick. My father actually did that once. When I was a kid, it was embarrassing as shit because I didn't like my father and he was kind of weird and stuff. But somebody knocked on the door on a Saturday morning. He had the day off and he was walking around the house in his robe. And he opened the fucking door and these two ladies just turned around and left.
I can only imagine the look on their faces, man.
And we didn't realize what was going on, and we're like, oh, crap, man, gee whiz, somebody's going to call the cops on Dad one day. And then we realized it was the Jehovah's Witness. And we're like, oh, well, I guess we can forgive him this time, you know.
Yeah. So what's up, Paul?
Hey, you guys.
Not much.
So what you been doing today?
Hey, I just got done cooking, and I seen you had a notice up. You're talking about stuff. I mean, I'm the old fart. I can remember it was just going through the transition that where the teacher used to read the Bible, some passage, and then all of a sudden that was done. And that was, I have to guesstimate, 58-ish, 1958.
I was in kindergarten in 1966, and we had prayer in school.
No. Well, I was in Pennsylvania.
Oh, this was in California. But
Wise, that's
then I went to a Lutheran school for the next 5 years, and you know it was part every day. You know.
Well, Lutheran, but you were talking public school?
Oh yeah, but in kindergarten in '66, I remember I went to afternoon kindergarten, and the first thing we did when we came in and put our little jackets away and stuff like that was sit down and have a prayer.
I'm surprised because, like I said, a lot of that stuff already hit the fan. And I know I was young, so but I don't know how the teacher herself reacted to it. But all I know is that was stopped.
Now I'm much younger than you guys, but even in my younger years when I was in school, I don't remember them having prayers in school at all or anything. You know, I don't.
No.
You know.
Well, you know, the thing that bothers me the most about that is when we used to hear about it, like say for instance when you would say the Pledge of Allegiance, right? If there was somebody there that whether religiously or politically or whatever like that, a child didn't want to say the pledge, you know, they had to leave the room, you know, and they made a big thing of it, you know, and the kid was marked, right? And to me it would have been the same thing in prayer, you know, I mean, the whole thing, they never took prayer out of the school. There's nothing that says you can't pray with your friends at lunchtime. There's nothing that says you can't have a nice quiet prayer by yourself. It just means that it can't be a, you know, school-led prayer, you know. It amazes me that the amount of bullshit that people are willing to go through to try to force people to put prayers back in school because somehow that's going to save, you know, lives, you know, or keep children safe, you know, instead of worrying about other things that actually matter.
I don't understand why you would pray to such a petty God.
Yeah.
To let children get killed. Why would you pray to something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, he works in mysterious ways, man.
No, the people that work for him work in mysterious ways.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to say hi to Renee Skeptic.
Hi, Renee. Hi, Renee. Please join the room. I mean, I'm not the... We need some class in this room, Renee.
Oh,
Hey, fucker.
Okay, we need a
I got
Renee.
the robe on. I got the robe. The robe.
You got what?
I got the robe on. The robe.
Ooh, you have a robe on?
I do have a robe on.
more than I need to know.
Hey, before I got, Jacob gave me a heads up. He said he came on, he had to put clothes on. I basically had to do the same thing because it's hot and humid here. And
Oh,
so
okay. I won't tell you what it is outside.
I don't want to hear it if it's below fucking 60.
No.
Who's this? Who's this?
74.
Who's this I character? Hello, I.
Oh, OGC.
Yeah,
All right.
What does that stand for?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand chunky suit, man.
Can you hear us? I. Can you hear us?
Don't go towards the light.
Do you have a mic?
It's a lie.
He said, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking. Well, he wrote.
Well, say something, damn it.
He's imitating the Beatles in the side chat, you know. One more, yeah, there, Cobra, and you'll have it down.
Yeah.
Hey, you were talking earlier when I first turned on your. Oh, he left the room.
Oh.
You were talking about somebody got killed in Cincinnati today.
It happened, I think, either yesterday or the day before.
What's the story on that?
I don't really know much about it yet. The story just came out, I think, yesterday, and I haven't. There hasn't been much that came out yet. But apparently, it's another cop who went south for the winter and ended up shooting another guy again.
I heard about that today. Yeah, the cop had pulled someone over the side of the road, and the guy who passed him, he said he hit him with his car and dragged him on the road. So he chased after him and just got out of his car and shot him in the head.
Yeah.
So, they're not releasing the video yet, but the chief has said it's not good.
Yeah.
So
Well, from what I hear, Cincinnati is basically bracing themselves for when the video is released to the public because the video isn't good at all. And I think that the cop that was involved in this situation is going to be prosecuted.
oh yeah, definitely. I think the Young Turks just an story on it now.
Yeah, I just saw the video from the Young Turks. I'd say about an hour ago.
Yeah.
I unsubscribed it.
Yeah, some of them, most of it's okay. They do some of the stories they just pass and don't watch it. You've got to take the good with the bad in it, so at least it's better than Fox News.
I understand, but he had a tirade about atheists being non-tolerant. I forget exactly. He went off on atheists, and it was a bunch of BS. And I said, I don't need it.
Yeah, they are going on about white guilt and stuff like that. Well, atheism and Stockport have the right code in them.
Well, Paul, do you remember that incident where he went off on Sam Harris and Sam Harris ended up showing up at his place of work?
Who was this?
Oh, wow.
Sank from the Young Turks.
Oh,
Yeah, Sam Harris ended up showing up at the Young Turks in Los Angeles, and they recorded the whole conversation on YouTube and everything.
I used to watch a lot of the Young Turks videos. Anymore, I don't really know what to think. Like somebody said the word white guilt. It.
Well, see, back in the late 60s, early 70s, when I was in the service, we had all that stuff going on with the, cities getting burnt and shit like that. And I would have some heated discussions with some of the black guys. We were friends, but I would have this, and it's like, I don't know who's humming. It's killing my ears.
I know it's bothering me too.
I can't do it.
Almost sounds like we're
I hope it's not
underwater.
me.
Not me, because my stuff is muted.
Okay. So anyway, it got into the race thing and all that stuff. You know, that was really a hot time. And the guy says, you know, about slavery and this stuff. I said, wait. Now I said, you know how I am, and I know, you know, but you were never a slave, and I was never a slave owner. So please stop it. Just talk about now. It's not talk about over 100 years ago.
I'd like to mention maybe a name for this show.
What would that be?
Hanging out with old white guys.
I don't think Quiet. I don't think Quiet's in the category of old yet. You know.
I'm not that old.
And plus, I'm Mexican American, so.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh man, we almost stereotyped people and got people mashed into the wrong thing.
Yeah. So, can we poke fun at Anita Sarkeesian yet, or are we not to the part of that show?
I don't even understand enough of that her bullshit or that whole thing to even have a comment on that. You know, that's Quiet. You're probably shocked as much as most people that I don't have anything to say about something.
Well, I
have no idea what that whole thing is about.
I really don't.
Is that Gamergate or something?
Yeah.
I really don't pay any attention to Anita Sarkeesian. I just don't think that she has anything of value to say. I mean, no.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Earth. There's males and females. Get over it.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's being oppressed on the damn video game.
I personally think, you know, in many regards, I don't know. It's just something I don't pay attention to.
It's just
you know, people are grasping for shit, man, when they start talking about characters on fucking video games and how it's unequal and sexist and stuff. You know, it's a goddamn video game.
Yeah, don't buy the game. You don't like it, don't buy it. There you go.
Yeah.
It's called freedom of enterprise. Get over it.
Just like with me, you know, I get a lot of comments on my videos when I talk about, you know, the LGBT community, for example, you know, and I go, you know what, if you don't like gay people, don't marry them. Don't get married to them. Don't have sex with them. Just turn around and walk the other way. I don't see how their lives affect your own personal life. That is ridiculous. You know?
But they butt fuck, man, and they put their penises in each other's anuses, man.
There's plenty of videos on of men doing that to women, so I don't understand.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I could never understand here. And talking about butt sex, you know, and how many men, you know, me not included, love butt sex, but apparently two guys doing butt sex, you know, that's where they cross the line, you know.
I feel like Christians, it's fear of the unknown that more drives anything.
Yeah. Fear of the unknown, fear of death, you know, I get that whole thing, you know, but when they start quoting Bible verses and using their own interpretation of what God meant by this, you know.
I tell you what, Paul, I've been catching a lot of flack for making those response videos to that nurse.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
Well, you're a troublemaker, Quiet.
Well, the Patriot nurse, remember, you saw those two videos.
Yeah.
You've commented on them.
Yeah, it says something, like I said, I've been watching a lot of things today.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you have to refresh my memory real quick.
Well, one of them was her basically talking about she's not going to vaccinate. And then the other one was talking about her telling the Supreme Court to get their house in order.
Yeah, and she's a nurse?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, that's not her job. Her job is to fucking provide medical care, not to be a political fucking analyst, you know, or share her personal beliefs.
But like I said, you know, I've been catching a little bit of flack for those videos because first, you know, Agent of Doubt threw me those videos and asked me to make videos about them because he wanted to know my opinion on them. So I said, all right, I'll go ahead and check it out, see what she's got, you know. And the one where she was talking about being an anti-vaxxer, oh, forget it, man.
I don't remember seeing anything about that. That's why I'm checking
Yeah.
your videos to make sure.
She's an anti-vaxxer and she's a nurse. Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
And I've been getting a lot of, well, not a lot of people, a few people saying that I'm wrong and that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I go, so in other words, you guys think that the FDA and the CDC are full of bullshit?
If they're going against, they're full of it.
Well,
They say that they were telling me that the government is just controlling my mind and making me believe what I want to believe.
I know what they call it. They call
into the vigilant Christian stuff now.
Oh, can't agree with a lot.
It's called blocking.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that. If I would start making videos like I want to, and I get a lot of stuff like that, they're done. I ain't playing no games. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, I had somebody send me some videos. Truther sent me videos recently, and they added me to their Google, so I get to see some of their shit.
Okay. Real quick. I just checked. I did not see those yet.
No? Oh, I thought you did.
No,
Okay.
the last one I seen was on the temple, the statue.
Oh, okay. Well, I got there's two on there I made of her. I used two different pictures of her up for the thumbnails, and
Yeah,
one
okay.
of them is her. The title of the video is why this nurse won't vaccinate, and then the other title of the other one is the Supreme Court get your house in order now or something like that.
Okay. I even checked. I didn't even give it a thumbs up. I haven't seen them yet.
Okay.
Have you ever noticed how people support the Supreme Court until they get a ruling they don't like, and then all of a sudden they want to dismantle it?
Nothing new. Nothing new.
You know, the Supreme Court's an oligarchy, right?
They're what?
The Supreme Court is an oligarchy, right?
An oil darky.
Not an oligarchy, an oligarchy.
An oligarchy?
Oligarchy.
What's that?
It's kind of like a dictatorship, but with like multiple people in it.
They can be impeached. I don't know if you know that, but they can be impeached.
That is true.
So
That's something that I'm wondering about. How can the Supreme Court be in a dictatorship? Is what I'm curious about.
no, they can't be because, like I said, they can be impeached.
Yeah, but I've heard that comment from a few people that the Supreme Court is nothing but a dictatorship, and I'm curious, how are they a dictatorship? You know,
Presidentially appointed.
They're appointed, and then they have to be approved by the Congress and Senate. So I mean, that's BS. And like I said, if they do anything that's really, it's criminal.
yeah.
They can be impeached. But don't forget, a lot of Americans don't know about the judicial system and their legislative and their presidential. They have no idea how that works. Because you would have to take a book home and read it from school.
Yeah, and they watch Alex Jones or watch a video or get some paper and misinterpret what was actually fucking said. And, yeah.
Being misunderstood that's nothing new.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, on one of the chats, not this one, I said, guns make it easy to kill, and right away I was being chastised for trying to take their guns away. Said nothing about that. Said nothing. I just said what they do. But right away, their defenses go up.
Yeah. It's my constitutional right to have a firearm to protect myself from my government.
But I remember something a while back, some news that I watched on YouTube, and they said something that was really interesting about the the Second Amendment, and I didn't look into it myself, so I don't know. But they said something about the Second Amendment. I guess apparently the only people that I don't know. It had something to do with a well regulated militia.
Right. See, I hear a lot of mixed things about that because sometimes somebody will say, well, that was because they want to make sure people were armed because of slavery, blah, 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 blah. No, no. When the country started out, it was bankrupt. $35 million in debt at that time was a hell of a lot of money. Had no standing army, had no real navy. There was no such thing as I-95, you know, to get around fast. So if something happened in Louisiana, like the War of 1812, there's no way to get around. So you need a standing militia.
Right.
You know, just from starters, you need something to protect yourself because you're not going to be able to get an army there in any kind of time. Everything took months, you know. So one of the ideas is, you know, you keep the, you know, people need guns anyway because they got a frontier. They hunt. You know, you're not going to take them away too much, but part of the idea is, you know, have a militia. You know, guys get together and form a so-called standing army.
And didn't they have, like, what, muskets back then? Anyway?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I forget who it was. I unsubscribed to him because he got a little bit sarcastic. And I said, you know, the Second Amendment is an amendment. It can be amended.
Yeah.
You know, things have changed. And he goes, well, such and such from the 1800s. The guy had no idea. If they had any concept, believe me, that thing would have been written differently.
You can't change the Second Amendment. Yes, you can. That's why they're called amendments.
And even the Constitution could be amended. Everything could be amended.
Because how many amendments are in the Constitution, you know?
I just like to say hi to OGC. I think he's trying to comment. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead, Cobra. Go ahead and say.
Going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you not kick me no matter what I say? It gets pretty graphic. Oh, it's not racist, but I need some advice.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys know what you're doing. Okay, so like a couple years ago, it was a couple years ago, I like did this thing, right? And there was like a bunch of mustard gas, and I would take all these Jews, right? I would put them in my like a closet. I'd seal the door, and then I'd release all this mustard gas.
What?
You get all these Jews.
You know, like they all died. There's like lots of them.
Troll.
Get
I'll
rid
put a
of
nigger underground without a sound. I'm the notorious Moon Man, fresh with no bounds. The cracker Moon Man is about to cap a nigger like Zimmerman. Oh, is that too soon? I don't give a
fuck. Quiet. Don't even let them get 5 words out. 5 seconds. Child.
It's gone. He's gone, or she's gone,
Well,
or whatever.
Yeah, it's summertime. All the 12-year-olds are in
I'll
their
tell you
mom's
what.
basement, you know.
The last couple of hangouts I've been having have been getting out of control. I'm not going to be tolerating that bullshit anymore.
Good for you. Oh, I'm glad you're finally taking a stance, Wyatt.
Yeah, Pillbox needs to go bye-bye.
I mean, people are more than welcome to come into the hangout and chat, but if you're going to start getting out of hand and saying, oh, I feel like punching you in the fucking face, or you're stupid and you're dumb, this and that, no, you're going to be gone.
Well, you can also make your invites a circle of people you want.
Yeah.
Raven's Vengeance says join the chat. Or not the chat, but just the hangout.
Yeah. Hello, Raven. How's it going?
Hi, Raven.
Hi,
Raven.
I'm good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing better. Doing better.
That's good.
Yeah, I had to get over the fact that Brett Keane told me that I deserve to be what was that, disowned by my family because I found that Lazarus part in the Bible and proved that there actually is Walking Dead references in the Bible.
Yeah, there are.
Wow.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Disowned by your family?
So are you you're doing better though, right, Raven?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
I had to lick
oh,
my wounds and really get
oh
over that
man,
because that
oh.
just hurt me just to my soul, right?
You got
When did?
pwned. You got pwned by Brett Kane. Oh man. Oh jeez. I've really. Oh man, heart goes out to you, man. Much love, man.
I know it's just terrible, isn't it?
I'm gonna pray for you right now.
Oh, please don't.
I'll give you a hug. I got my hands right here.
I'll
When
speak
did-
actually.
I've got Jesus right here with me.
Oh God, no.
Hey Raven, when did Brett tell you that?
That last hangout I was in, remember he was saying, well, I challenge anyone to find any kind of zombie apocalypse references in the Bible. I said, did you forget about Lazarus? He was in the tomb for like a month, and Jesus rose him from the dead, and he got all pissed off and said that, what was it, he didn't say I was a narcissist, but if my family actually did disown me, that I deserved it because of my attitude. And I was like, my attitude, okay, since I proved you wrong and found that reference in the Bible, now you're going to get butt hurt and curse me, right?
Well, there was references to when Jesus, they had zombies coming back out of the graves then with Jesus.
Well, just like last one of the last hangouts I had, Brett King was in one of them, and he told me that he really wants to have genuine conversations with atheists and me, etc. Right?
Oh, okay.
So I go take a look at a couple of his videos on his channel, and one of them was all atheists have higher suicide rates, atheists are worthless, atheists this.
He had one that atheism leads to bestiality. Yeah.
No, he's full of shit.
Well, that's as lame as the argument to where if we make gay marriage legal, that next people will be marrying dogs and cats, and people will be having sex with animals, and all hell will break loose.
Hey, wait a minute, Raven. I got to tell you this. I saw on Facebook today there's a guy in Alabama that took a pig to Walmart and got caught having sex with a pig in the bathroom in an Alabama Walmart. So, yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
But
That's our proof, man.
It's Alabama, though. Does that really surprise you? Have you ever been to Alabama?
I was at a bus station one time in Alabama.
Hey, Eric, did you want to say something?
Yeah, can you not report that because that was in my main account? I should have used my alt. There's no report.
What?
Report what?
Fuck him.
Please no report. That's my main account. Please no.
Well, I ain't gonna tolerate that racist nonsense on my channel. I'm not a racist individual. I'm not a bigoted individual. I actually care about humanity, unlike other individuals there. So when people come in here and say the N-word or say all of this other nonsense, I can't tolerate it, and that's why you have to go. Bye.
Whoa, wait. Can I say one last thing? This is like, can I tell you something? I honestly.
Boy, I remember when I had my first beer.
Hams.
Olympia. I think we were in that conversation the other night.
No, not really. I mean, first real time I ever really drank was in the service, and that's because one of the sergeants stole a half keg of Ham's beer. And was free, so I drank it.
Yeah, I had a friend die this week too, and it kind of shocked me. So I'm kind of getting over that because it was weird. Because it was like I cared more about him than apparently anyone else did, and it kind of, I don't know. I felt bad for him.
Who was that?
Spellbinder.
Oh yeah, I saw that message you had put on Google or something. What happened?
I don't know yet. I don't know, but it just said on his on the funeral where his body is, it just said that they were going to update the obituary at a later date. It just said that he died of a sudden illness Friday. So I haven't found out yet what he died of. But I genuinely like the guy. I mean, he was like a conspirator, and we had some really crazy hangouts. We used to talk about some really off the wall stuff, but I genuinely like the guy. I just feel bad he's not around because I guess it was just such a shock, you know.
Yeah, that's when the real world interrupts with YouTube. You know?
I mean, go ahead, Raven. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I wanted to share a story with you guys too. Earlier on in the years, one of the first years I got my Facebook account, you know, I have a lot of good friends on there that I've met in person in New York and all over the place, you know, and one night I was talking to this woman that I was good friends with, you know, and we were just chatting away for about 2 hours in the private messages, you know, and the next day I learned that she died, and I'm like, God dang, you know, that hit me pretty hard because the night before we were chatting back and forth like crazy, and she died the next day.
I mean, I really took it kind of hard because, you know, it was just unexpected. And like I say, me and him have had hangouts where it was just me and him for hours, and we just talk about off-the-wall stuff. And he was just one of those kind of people that he was funny, but when you were having like a bad day, you could always go into his hangout, and you always had fun. You know, you didn't have to get deep into a lot of stuff. You could just talk about anything, you know, and I genuinely like the guy, and I hate to see that happen, you know.
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Jacob?
Yeah, I'd also like to say how they say gay marriage leads to bestiality, but yet I've heard in the like Amish community, you know, the really, really Christian people, how bestiality kind of affects them, I guess, in really weird ways.
I'm not
I've
sure.
heard that. I've heard that too. It keeps them from it helps them with their sexual desires or whatever like that, so they don't have to like have sex with women or something like that, or it's not. I don't know.
More than I need to know.
Yeah.
That's just something I'll never understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just.
Hi, Pillbox.
Hey,
what's going on, bro? What up, man?
Hey, not much. The man with the awesome fucking picture, man. I like that picture.
Man, you're making me blush. What can I say? I don't know what to tell you.
Looks politician, you know.
Oh, God, no, I
Like
cannot
an
stand
evil
politicians.
politician.
Oh, my gosh, no, I hate politicians. I hate them. Please, no.
He looks like he could be the next president.
Oh, man, that would be a disaster, huh? Well,
Donald Trump's thinking about adding Sarah Palin, man. I hope he does. You know.
that's a disaster, too. The Republicans are dead. They're so done for. They're not going to get an election. There's nothing they can do about it.
Pillbox is going to be the president, and Sarah Palin's going to be the vice president.
Oh, that's horrible. How about Rose Patton for vice president?
Who is Rose Patton?
Your favorite Christian on G+, bro. Remember she came up here after you kicked me out the one night and she blew up the whole room for about 6 hours with you guys?
Oh, that Rose. Oh,
no,
okay.
Rose isn't a Christian. She'll tell you that.
That's true. She does. She really hates labels. I know. She gets me with that all the time. It is what it is. I know. I noticed you guys were not liking that. The Quiet Atheist didn't like that either. He was like, how could you say that? And I guess people just don't like labels.
I guess people don't. There have been a lot of people all over the place that really don't like labels, so they prefer not to be called a atheist or a Christian or anything else for that matter. They just don't care about labels, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
I like to read labels just in case I read something and it says I might have anal bleeding or something if I take it or something. Sometimes labels can be helpful. You know, just saying.
Yeah. In fact, I even watched a video one time. Who's this Ann character?
I have a feeling it's the same person.
You guys are real dicks. I had to make a second alt now.
Bye.
Goodbye. Love you.
She's gone, or he's
It's just-
gone.
it's
What
just-
was that about?
Hey, this guy, this little 12-year-old, whatever the fuck he is, he's been jumping in. This is like, what, the third name he's used. First he was talking about using mustard gas on Jews in closets, and then he started screaming, the N-word and shit like that. And, he's a 12-year-old on summer break, and he's in his mom's basement, playing with the fucking internet, jerking off.
Welcome to the product of the American education system.
Hey,
you got a product right here, man. You got it right here.
Hey, I have to say though that the American education system, some people don't fail. Obviously, a few do, but not everybody fails.
Hey, I'm passing all my classes. Yay! Got a GPA of 3.3. Hooray!
hey, a C gets a degree, man.
Well, I tell you what, Pillbox, you could be the president, and Rose can be the vice president.
And I'll move to fucking Canada.
And then we'll get assassinated like a week later.
Well, you'll be martyred then, So
We wouldn't be long for this world, that's for sure. You let two people that can't be bribed into any politics, they're gone.
I can't be. Well, yeah, I can be bribed. Bag of weed. Nice,
Well, actually, now that you mention that.
Is that all it would take to bribe you, Pat?
Fuck yeah, man! Bag of weed and a good bottle of wine. Shit, yeah.
I would at least need a truckload. I mean, to last me the rest of my life, then we can negotiate that.
Well, yeah, there's going to be shipments and payments and things like that, but
they ask you, Patrick. I could only imagine it now. Excuse me, Mr. President. What would it take to bribe you to go our way? And you'd say a sack of weed.
Yeah. Hey, let's sit down and do a few bong hits, man, and talk about it.
What would it take to bribe a politician to actually agree with the Constitution of the United States? That'd be an interesting bribe.
Money, lots of money.
Smoke weed every day.
Now, I don't even think lots of money would make an impact to actually follow the Constitution.
There's no way.
I think the planet Earth would literally split in half before the Constitution is actually followed.
My whole thing about the
Constitution,
Constitution, it was written in, the 18th century, when a lot of things weren't even a gleam in someone's eye. You know what I mean? So reading the Constitution and using it in today's world, as far as I'm concerned, it's just how you interpret it on so many levels. Like we were talking earlier about the militia. Back then they had muskets. And they were talking about the War of 1812, Louisiana. It's how you interpret it anymore.
So right, but you're comparing muskets were the most advanced military weapons at the time, though. I mean, that just right.
But people had hunting rifles. I mean, there wasn't a grocery store, so.
Well, eventually.
Yeah, but who the hell in their right mind is going to take an AR-15 assault rifle hunting?
I've known people.
Getting feedback.
Is that me?
Well, wouldn't you have to reduce the magazine capacity or something to make it legal to hunt with? I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't really know how that works.
Why would you hunt with an AR-15? I've never understood that.
Well, that's the thing, though. The AR-15 is actually it's actually low on the power scale. Most hunting rifles are actually twice as powerful.
I was gonna say, if you have a problem with wild boar on your land, that would take them out because they're kind of hard to kill.
Yeah. I've shot high-powered rifles that are far more powerful and have a bigger kick than an AR-15.
Well, yeah, AR-15 is actually a 22 round, but it's just going 3,000 feet per second. That's why it's deadly.
Yeah.
High impact does a lot of tissue damage. High velocity impact.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want to eat the deer you shot it with an AR-15 because it'd be full of bullets.
A lot of guys get shot by AR-15s. They don't even realize it. Like, there's not a lot of concussion. There's not a lot of, knockdown because it's such a tiny bullet. Oh, I'm shot, and you'll still bleed out and die, but it doesn't take you out of a fight as fast as like a 30-06 round, which we were using in World War II with those M1 Garands. I mean, that's a round. That's like double the power. One of those, and you're done you're done. I mean, you're not gonna wake up.
Yeah, but why would you want to go squirrel hunting with a Sega 12 gauge?
Oh, yeah, with a magazine, that's illegal.
Well, I remember.
Sega 12 gauge isn't illegal here.
I remember.
Well, it depends. I don't know what your laws are, but is there a magazine limit? Like, to even use a shotgun, sometimes the magazine capacity is like it can't be more than 8 rounds or something in a pump, or but a Sega is a totally different story. That's a semi-auto shotgun.
Yep, and I got one.
That's awesome. Excellent home defense. It's one of the best.
No, not for home defense. It's not.
Well, for close range, what else would you want?
An AR-15 or an M4 carbine for me.
Now, see, here's the deal. Here's what you got to think about. Now, if you're going to use something for home defense, you want to use something that's not going to knock big holes in your walls, go through the wall and hit your neighbor's shit, or kill your neighbor. It's not a real good. A Sega 12 gauge is not something. That's not my first pick. Not for home defense.
I don't know why. I mean, a lot of people use shotguns for home defense. It's one of the most common home defense weapons.
But here's the deal, though. See, just like in the state I live in, you are responsible for whatever hits someone else's property. Like, if I get my 357 out and I shoot at an intruder and I miss and it hits my neighbor's car, I'm responsible for any damage done to my neighbor's property, to my neighbor, whatever I hit with my weapon. I'm responsible for that.
Not in Texas. I'm just kidding. I don't know the laws.
They have laws in Texas?
I plan on getting some property that's at least a couple acres away from my neighbors. That's what I'm trying to go for, some farmland.
Texas actually has stricter gun laws than we have in Tennessee.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Well, and for one thing, I can open carry. I have an open carry permit. You can't have not everybody can get an open carry permit in Texas.
Right, and in Arizona, you don't even need a permit. You can just have it however you want.
So yeah, Texas law, they're stricter. They're more strict than Tennessee is.
Well, from what I understand,
wow.
Raven, they're in the process of approving open carry here in the state.
Yep, they've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
But don't you think open carry in kind of a way it gives yourself away? If a bad guy's about to do something, they're going to take you out. You know what I mean? First.
No, that's a misconception. I tell you what,
I don't know how's that a misconception?
Because I open carry, and I can tell you from personal experience, I have, number one, never had a negative experience. I don't get dirty looks. I don't have people that are nervous around me or scared or anything like that. I don't know where that comes from.
Oh, no, it comes from the city. It comes from the. Well, let me just help her out. It comes from the city because when I carry my 1911 on my hip, I get all kinds of looks, all kinds of bad looks all the time.
Well, I don't know. I guess being a female and having a nice 357 right there where everybody can see it, I guess maybe being female, it's a different situation because I don't get that.
Well, you definitely probably get respect, though. I mean,
everything I get nothing but positive feedback.
Yeah, I got to get out of the city. That's all I'm saying.
I'm in the country, and I go into Davidson County, which is Nashville, and I've never had a problem. Never had a problem.
Okay, I'd just like to say hi to Grant Cavavel? Grant Cavavel?
It's pronounced Quively. It's a weird last name.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Nah, it's okay. Everyone gets that one wrong, but it's alright.
Is there a story behind that mask?
Who's there a face behind that mask?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, great mask, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, personally, the mask is it's inspired by one of H.P. Lovecraft's stories, Cthulhu.
Oh.
And underneath the mask is supposed to be a person who's not really well known and talks about atheism and religion and some other popular topics, and that's what I do on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, religion. That's like the worst topic.
Every now and then I will cover a conspiracy theory, and sometimes at some point I am going to cover math.
Are you pretty good at math?
Yeah.
I'm not. Math sucks. I have a calculator, man.
How far into math did you get? Calculus or trigonometry or?
I'm actually at intermediate algebra. That's kind of somewhat before calculus, I think.
I don't like geometry is what I had.
You know, I had such a hard time with math. One of my goals when I went to college, I wanted to be at least minimum college level math. And I took a course one semester. The hardest thing I've ever had to do was long division. That was just the biggest thing I couldn't get over with. And when I finally got over it, you know, what I was going for in college, I didn't really need much math and everything like that. But to me, it was just an accomplishment because I was always the dumb kid in math when I was a kid, and I had to go stand up and go to the dumb kid math class and stuff. So when I finally got that conquered, you know, I was like, I felt like some big genius, you know. It's like, well, there's so many more levels, you know, but
Well, as far as math is concerned, for me, I got bored with it. You know, I just wanted to go into something else. So I like to. When I was in high school, one of the things that really interested me was philosophy and language arts and American literature and stuff like that. You know, and science on top of that. So that's generally what I went into.
I hate algebra. Just saying.
Most people, by and large, do not get good teachers for that stuff. That's the problem, too. Math is not the mechanics. You're thinking about the mechanics. To me, that's not math.
I know, right, Pa? That's something you eat, okay?
3.14.
1.5.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up? I'm sorry, I'm new here, but what's that one thing that they're trying to teach all the kids now? Like some weird math, like some new way of learning. You guys know what I'm saying? Like there's like a new thing.
No, they've had that before in some other way when I was in.
Yeah, 2.14.
I haven't seen the new math. I mean, new math. I will say this though. When my kids are getting ready to go back to school, and when they go to school, they bring their math homework home, or they bring any kind of homework home, and I have to admit, they're being taught things that I never was taught in high school. That's weird.
There's some system. There's some system, and I'm not sure like if it's. I know it's not a conspiracy. It's a real way. And then like the parents are getting pissed because they're like, "Hey, what the hell is this? Like we don't know what this is. Like we can't even help our kids." It's some weird. If I think of it, I'll tell you. But like they're trying some new way of teaching. I don't know what the hell. But
Yeah.
shit we learned. I'll tell you that much. It's totally different. And like they say, it's like it's hard for the kids to learn. Like it's like meant to teach the kids like a hard way to learn.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's teaching us that how to problem solve. Anyway.
To me, it's all the same problems. It's just to me, it's just a new form of understanding a certain problem. Like I was taught how to do this one equation about 2 years ago, and
Well, I work
just
construction, and
What happened?
I don't know.
wait, what?
We were Pillbox left the room. I'm glad Pillbox was in here and didn't start one argument.
Well, I'll tell you something. If he does, I'm going.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna nip it right in the bud. Trust me.
Okay, I'll be fine, but like I say, he starts, I'm not going to deal with him.
Yeah.
I've had my one meltdown for the week, thank you. It always seems to happen in your hangout, though, Quiet, you know?
I'm a magnet for all that stuff, man.
Dude, that meltdown you had on Rose was funny as hell. I was laughing.
You know, I actually talked to Rose later in another hangout. We talked for a couple hours, and I don't agree with 99% of what she says, but we had a nice conversation about other things, you know, kind of like, you know, I mean, not that it was a friendship like you and Spellbinder, but we got past that whole, you know, meltdown thing, and we were actually talking about other things for a while, until I guess it was she couldn't help herself, and towards the end of the conversation she started going off a little bit, but I was already over, you know.
If you don't take her serious, she's funny. I mean,
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
you're just laughing because most of it's just trolling.
Yeah. I get all of her videos now because she friended me on Google or whatever, and I friended her back, and so I get to I've watched some of her hangout things and stuff, and I don't know. I come to different conclusions, but the thing is, when you disagree with somebody like that, the first thing they do is, like when she was going after that guy Kid Knowledge the other night, you know, she wouldn't give certain people a chance to speak, you know, and if you disagreed with you, you were just fucking stupid, you know. But I think I kind of got her to feel sorry for Kid. You know, she said she was going to apologize to him because he said he was leaving the internet. You know, after that, it was like the day afterwards. He put a little like 1 minute video out saying that he was leaving the internet. I didn't even know who the kid was, you know, but I saw it on his on my feed that he was leaving the internet and stuff, and I kind of think that had something to do with it. I don't know because I don't know Kid, but I thought that was pretty shitty, you know.
Have you guys heard of This Might Get Vulgar?
No.
Yeah.
It's a pretty funny show. You should look it up. It happens every week at some sort of day. It's funny.
Yeah, from secular TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to secular TV. I watch This Might Get Vulgar. I watch a couple of other things on there too.
You ever watch A Very Public Spanking Of?
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched
yeah.
that one.
I watched that one the one they did the other day about urine therapy.
That was a good one.
That was, oh my god, I was, you know, I'd say pissing myself, but you know.
Yeah,
Man spreading while mansplaining.
manspreading.
Wow, mansplaining.
Oh, I thought you said manspreading. I was like, what the fuck?
That's what I thought he said. I was like, what? That could get interesting.
I know.
Oh no, you know that's like their key line: man spreading while mansplaining. Like their key line.
Oh man. So what's been going on, everybody? People been pissing you off lately, or no?
Me a little bit. It was.
Hey, Ray. Oh.
Sorry, you go first.
No, I'm. Go ahead. I'm just.
Well,
Oh yeah, I just sorry.
well, I got angry at this one person at class today. I was in history, and it's there's a certain policy in history class where you can't be too biased around certain topics in history. Like we were talking about Rome, and that student got me ticked off because he wouldn't stop talking in front of the teacher, and he actually wasted 20 minutes because he was trying to refute the idea that somehow Rome was persecuting these groups of people, even though that when the instructor showed us these documents that contradicted that theory for a short time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's a Christian.
Yeah, he was. He was wearing one of the shirts that
Yeah.
he was wearing one of those shirts that had God bless or something.
Yeah.
But I thought they loved being persecuted now.
Yeah.
Well, from what I remember in history, I mean actual history, the Romans didn't discriminate against who they didn't like, you know, enemies of the state or something. Christians were in the same category as other ne'er-do-wells or whatever you want to call it, criminals or something. And they weren't going around going, oh, he's a Christian, let's go get him, you know. It was more or less, you know, non-discriminatory, you know. If you were they went after other people besides Christians. It wasn't exclusively, if you talk to a lot of Christians, it was exclusively Christians that were persecuted, or I don't even want to say that were persecuted, but jailed for, you know, crimes against the state. You know, I mean, the laws were the laws, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, it also depended on who was in power at the time. I mean, are we talking about Caligula or Nero or, you know, whatever ruler was in power at the time depended on just how fucking crazy it got. You know, you had Caligula, which made his horse a member of, you know, the Senate, and he was, wow.
Yeah, Caligula, didn't he like to get on stage too and, like act, which back then actors were, people criticized him because actors were like second-class citizens or, you know, part of the lower dregs of society. But he used to love to just get on the stage and act, and did a lot of things that weren't Roman, you know.
Well, see, if you study Caligula, his grandfather was Tiberius.
Right.
Tiberius was known for having he was totally whacked. I mean, he lived out in exile in his own little palace by the sea, and he was into, you know, raping whatever servants he had at the time. There's no telling how many servants he killed. I mean, he was just crazy. It was rumored that he killed his own son, you know, and then Caligula ended up moving out there with him, and he was very young at the time, and you know, had Tiberius as a mentor. So you can just imagine the fun that must have been, you know. It was just a steady decline of a crazy family to begin with, being in power for too long and having too much influence over the younger generations.
Didn't Tiberius kill his own mother?
Well, I know Nero did.
Oh, Nero, that's what I was thinking of.
I
think Tiberius killed. They said Tiberius killed his own mother too, because he was jealous, or there was like a power struggle, or.
That's the guy I was going to talk about, Nero. Yeah, when I read about Nero, man, I come to the conclusion that he was pretty crazy too.
I think he was like Norman Bates and was kind of a little bit too close with mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you read I've read some stuff too that I think a lot of the problem was with the plumbing, and also they used so much lead in that. They used lead in all their seals for wine and stuff and vessels. So there might have been a lot of lead poisoning going on.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of things back then that they thought were healthy for you.
Well, they didn't know that about lead poisoning to speak.
Oh yeah, right.
A lot of arsenic exposure.
Right. So there's a lot of things going on there too. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Well, just like there's a lot of crazy people back then. You got Ivan the Terrible, for example, who injected mercury into his back because of his back pain, and it made him hallucinate. And he killed his own son. He did all kinds of crazy shit. He thought he was the right hand of God, and thought he was what did he say? The Archangel Michael.
Wait a minute, Quiet Atheist. I thought you said mercury wasn't that bad for you.
Huh?
What?
Remember, we had an argument. We had an argument about this earlier. Remember?
What about it?
Can I say something real
Yeah,
quick?
you were saying that mercury wasn't bad. Remember that you can put it in vaccines and give it to people, and it's not that big of an issue. But you're saying that this guy was hallucinating, right? Because he had mercury put in his system.
There's no mercury in vaccines.
But Ivan the Terrible was injecting significant amounts of mercury into his back.
Okay. But that's bad.
The mercury that is in the vaccines, that is part of the additives within the vaccines, like I stated in my videos, are not harmful. There's no way.
You don't think they're you don't think they're harmful. Yeah.
No.
You're
Okay.
gonna, if he's
Didn't harm
going
me.
Okay.
if he's going to start, I'm out.
Oh my gosh. I just asked one question, Paul. Really? Okay,
No.
let's go to the next subject. Paul, we'll go to the next subject. Fine.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, I want to say something. I want to say something real quick about mercury. In Japan, history has shown that, like, I guess one of the emperors is buried underneath one of the pyramids. It's not really like a pyramid stepped up, but it's a big mound. He's buried with all this mercury, like tons of it. Like there was the most precious thing was mercury.
Why did they bury him with mercury?
He loved it. He had oceans of it, dude. Oceans.
Oh.
Yeah, they won't even mess with his tomb. They won't open it up, dude. They will not open it up. No matter how much pressure, they will not open it up. It might be China. I'm not sure. I drank a couple beers, but anyway, China or Japan does that. And the mercury you're talking about in vaccines is called squalene. Squalene.
And thimerosal.
Right.
Thimerosal.
Right, there you go. Different terminologies, yeah, for different usages.
All right, I'm done. Go on. Move on. I just want
Look up hey blah blah.
Yo, bro.
Look up thimerosal.
Oh, I know, dude. I know.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Hey, dude, I study, a little bit here and there. I got no other things to do, but I don't know that I want to give it to my children. I'm just saying I don't trust it. It's not something I choose for my children. Like I don't want to give it.
Well, you're more than welcome to decide what you want for your children.
Well, I just don't know if it's more beneficial or more harmful. I mean, that's just all I'm saying.
Well, here's what I got for you, blah blah. Do you watch my videos on a regular basis or no?
No, but I'm gonna start. If you have some important shit, I would love to hear it.
Hold on one second. Let me check something out real quick, okay? And I'll provide a link in the side chat for you. That way you can look for it. All right? Hold on.
The way I heard it is that it's not good for your brain. I mean, to be speaking on like easy terms.
Wait. You're talking about vaccinations?
No, mercury.
Oh, mercury itself. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's a reason why they don't have it in thermometers anymore. Do you guys know about old thermometers, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got one of them actually. You're saying I should get rid of it?
No, I used to play with that shit all the time, man. I thought that shit was awesome. I fucking had no clue. That shit is magic, bro. And the emperors thought.
Hey, blah blah.
You can make quarters really shiny.
Blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm pasting the link to my video in the side chat, and check it out. Check it out when you get a chance.
No, I'll join. I'll join up and see what you got going on, man. I respect everybody's opinion, man. Yeah, all I got is an opinion. You know, it's all whatever.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I've just put it in the side chat now. It was a response video. It was a response video to another lady that's a nurse somewhere. I forgot where she's from, but yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. All we're doing is putting knowledge together and like trying to figure out what's going on. All right,
Yeah.
is that what we're doing? I mean, it's the same thing, right? We're all just trying to figure out what's going on. We all have a common goal. We don't want our kids to be all messed up. We don't want no crazy shit going on. We all have a common goal. I mean, our opinions might differ. Our facts might differ. But, I mean, I'm not a scientist. You know, I get what I get from wherever. You know, we all get shit from other, like, different places, you know?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, like, nobody wants to have something bad happen to one of their kids, grandkids, their niece, nephew, any of that.
Yeah.
I vote
We all care about...
president.
Yeah, bro, I don't think I'd pass a drug test. I'm sorry, I just smoked the ball.
Hey, man, did you ring enough for everybody?
Yeah, I'll send you some. It'll be there in like 6 months.
Same place you placed it last time, right?
Yeah, it's under the
Yeah, I know.
It's under the fucking.
Yeah, man. Quiet's gonna be running to Rhode Island to grab it, man. Hey, can I say something? I mean, I'm not educated on vaccines or whatever. This is just life experience. Paul, I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I was raised in an age where polio was just being eradicated. Okay, you had diseases that were being inoculated. Well, you were being inoculated for diseases, measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, all these things that just a couple of generations earlier were killing people, right?
I used to watch. Yeah, well, I used to watch shows, and a lot was about polio. Polio was a very big thing when I was younger. I remember going to the school. This is in Levittown, VA, and everything was new. And we went there to get our little sugar cube, which was pink, which had the polio vaccine.
Right. But what I'm saying is for years, I mean, kids still got the measles, right? Kids still got the mumps, but it wasn't like it was, you know. Kids got sick for a few days. They spent a few days out of school instead of going to the hospital and possibly dying, you know. These are things that I saw growing up, you know. And now, you know, like what, last year when they had that measles epidemic or outbreak at Disneyland, you know, you've got people that don't want to, they hear the word mercury and the first thing they think of is, you know, some kind of poison because, like Wyatt was talking about earlier, but, you know,
it isn't used anymore to begin with. So,
right. But when people think that the government is somehow purposely putting poisons into, you know, children, you know.
Yeah, okay, but the thing is, like I said, when I was a kid, polio was the big scare. Any little scare, public pools shut down and stuff like that. I remember watching, so-called, like you have today with doctor shows and stuff like that.
Right.
And was nothing to have somebody go into a room and there's somebody, he's in a lung machine because they can't breathe from polio. And they lose the ability to, to breathe. Their whole system shuts down. And it was a big scare. And like I said, when that stuff came out, and like I said, I took the little sugar cube, pools were not shut anymore, all was well.
I think I got the question and the answer. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Do you trust your government anymore?
Loaded question.
With certain things like
robbing us.
I'll be honest with you. Blah blah. With certain, as far as the government is concerned, let's say like foreign policy and a couple of other things that they're meddling around with in other countries. I don't trust them. I don't trust them here in the country as far as some of these policies are and how they are affecting everyday life in America.
Sure.
You know, and it's a lot of these decisions that are being made by these people in Capitol Hill are ridiculous, to be honest with you.
Well, I think that's a real question because we don't really know what we're getting all the time.
Yeah.
So there has to be a little bit of trust with your government that they're going to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd have people going, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? Hey, we're burning shit down." Right? So there is some trust with the majority of the public, and the whole thing with trust is very important because some people do not trust and some people do.
And you vote them out.
You know what I mean? It all comes down to that with vaccine and with political offices. It's all about trust.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
but the vaccines have nothing to do with the government.
I think it also depends on where you live because let's face it, some areas of the country, their local government is pretty bad. Detroit, Chicago.
Yeah. Even in my hometown, Raven, the local government, the city, and all of that stuff, even the DA office is corrupt. The DA there, the ADA, she's not the DA, but the ADA would go and prosecute, people for drugs. Okay, she'd send them to prison for drugs, and then right after court was over that day, she'd go home into her bathroom and snort a rail off of her sink.
Nice.
What a nice lady.
Hey, look at Rhode Island. Ever look up Rhode Island and government in Rhode Island? Rhode Island, they love a good felon in office. Buddy Cianci was the governor. Got convicted twice of corruption. Then people voted him right back into office. Got a city of Cranston, Rhode Island. They got a mayor there. They have a ticket scandal that had political implications because the mayor of Cranston was running for governor, and if certain organizations didn't endorse him, a lot of people in certain districts started getting massive amounts of traffic tickets, parking tickets. I mean, it got really bad, and now there's a big fucking investigation about it. So, trusting government, local government, you get what people, like in Rhode Island, it's like you wanted it, you got it again, because out here they love politics in Rhode Island is so fucking crazy. It's beyond anything I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of small town governments when I lived in Oregon.
Well, to be honest with you, I may have had my favorites in the past, excuse me, as far as presidents are concerned. But one thing that I've come to the conclusion about when it comes to presidents, I don't really think even the ones that I like fall into this category. I don't really think that any of them are really really dedicated to Americans. I mean, for when you look at things like foreign policy, or when you look at the economy, when you look at things like that, number one, I think that we should mind our own business, for one, and stop meddling in other countries' affairs. Number two, I think that we should worry about fixing our own country instead of trying to fix everybody else. The Iraq and Afghanistan wars costed trillions of dollars when we could have used that money to fix our country. Donate some money to the NASA program, because let's face it, their budget's shit right now, and there's so many problems within this country that we have that a lot of these politicians are ignoring, and it makes me sick,
Well, when they talk about they can't afford fixing the infrastructure of this country, right? Because the money's just not there. but then they spend $38 billion or whatever it was for a jet that was obsolete, couldn't even do what they said it was supposed to do. They just have a new aircraft carrier come out because, I don't know, we're fighting somebody, and we don't have enough aircraft carriers, I guess. But, yeah, I think a lot of presidents, they want, you know, it takes somebody with a large ego to want to be president of the United States.
Well,
it has to, right? But I think personally they're trying to just create personal legacies so they can write a book and be mentioned in history.
I'll tell you one of the main problems is, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but
I'm leaving. I got some stuff to do tomorrow, so I'll catch you guys later.
Hey, talk to you later, Paul.
You have a good night, Paul. Be safe.
Have a good one.
I mean, when you look at elections, like in the election cycle, like it's state, local governments, or even national government, you know, you'll get a lot of politicians that, depending, they love whatever group they're in front of, right? If they're in front of a bunch of homeless advocates, you know, they're for helping the poor, helping the homeless. You know, if they're in front of a certain group, you know, it's like, oh, I've always been a supporter of you. But when they make it into office, I mean, if every president or every candidate that ever said that they cared about the homeless, you know, actually cared about the homeless to the extent they say they do when they're running, we wouldn't have a homeless and hungry problem in this country. You know,
we got a problem with lobbyists. Lobbyists do not have to report how much money they give. Lobbyists can give these guys as much money as they want, and they do not report it. So all these corporations own these presidents. I mean, that is
I think there was a time back in the day when politicians did care, that maybe your president did care. But I think now, in this time period that we live in now, it's all about vested interest in yourself.
Yeah.
They'll say anything to get into office. As soon as they get into office, it's all about popularity and what can I get.
Reelected.
Exactly, to where they don't care about the people. You'll have one politician that does, and 15 that could care less.
Yeah. No, what it is they got to pay back to corporations, and the corporations don't give money to people. The corporations make money by robbing the people. They got to pay these motherfuckers back. These corporations are only a few people. They got to pay them back all these millions of dollars it took to get in office. And it's in the best interest of these millionaires to fuck everybody.
Well, the most dangerous thing now, and
these millions of dollars.
And the one thing that is looked down on now, see, creativity.
Rip our ass off.
Creativity and standing up for yourself, and speaking out used to be looked up to. Now it's detrimental. A corporation doesn't even want to look at your application if you go into an interview and you have any sense of having your own opinions and thoughts and a very creative person. They don't want to hire you because you're not going to go in line with the rest of the crowd.
Amen, amen, amen to that. You're absolutely right.
They don't want that, and they've been indoctrinating everyone since about 1968. I mean, our whole lives we've grown up being indoctrinated like that.
Now, what system of the government isn't like that, though? I mean, what system that doesn't have some sort of financial tie to the government isn't like that? I mean, aren't they all pretty much like that? You got to be part of their clique, or you're not going to be accepted.
Answer is absolutely none. They are all like that. You're absolutely right.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, of course. Yeah, dude, join the fucking cool crew or fucking we'll banish you, dude. It is what it is.
Well, in Rhode Island last year when they had the gubernatorial election, they had your Republican and your Democrat, and we had an independent. I don't remember his name, but he was this long-haired, scruffy guy with a beard and a mustache. No, it wasn't me. But people, like, just shunned him, for the longest time. but he would speak to as anybody that was around. He would speak. He was more of a social reform kind of guy.
What's
Well,
his last name?
I honestly don't remember right now. But when they had the general election for the governor, this guy actually got 22% of the vote, and it shocked so many people that this guy who nobody who had paid attention to actually got 22% of the vote, and it started a new conversation, about social reform in the state,
Jesse Ventura kind of did that, but I don't know if he wasn't.
He's not Jesse. This guy ain't nothing like Jesse Ventura. I mean, I like Jesse Ventura when he was a wrestler. But
Ron Paul, I like the underdog, man. I want some underdogs.
Yeah.
It feels like
Rand Paul had too much fucking. Rand Paul has too much. In the end, he's too much like any other politician. He's got too much baggage. He's got baggage along the way.
I don't want him. I want Ron. I want the old man. I want the old man. I don't want.
I want Bernie Sanders, man.
I'll take him over fucking a Bush or a Clinton any day. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is pretty popular in this part of the country.
Yeah.
He already sounds good if you give him a nod.
It's not a Clinton and it's not a Bush. I mean.
Yeah, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this Bush, Clinton, fucking they're the presidents of the dynasty. They're the fucking royals. Fuck them. Get the fuck out of here. I don't fucking want you. You represent bullshit. You didn't do shit when you're in here. You ain't gonna do shit when you're in here again. It's a bunch of bullshit. I don't want it. Get the fucking shit out of my face is what I look like it.
I don't know. I think it's too late, though. I think that we are stuck in such a paradigm and things have gotten so bad that I really don't see how we're going to get out of it. Short of a nuclear war or something just so catastrophic and so horrible. And I hate to say that, but I just don't see any way out of this. I mean, there's nobody to vote for. There's just so much craziness and stuff going on that we have absolutely no control. And the one thing that everything has in common, if you can look at something that you can really look at and say, over a long period of time, this is one of the main problems with generations of people. Television.
I gotta say one thing. Can I say one thing? I was taught one thing in life: never give up. Never give up. Don't let nobody step on your shit.
But see,
I've been taught pride. I've been taught some things, and I agree with you. I feel the same way 99% of the time. But there's this 1% of me that says, I don't want to give up. I want to fight.
Yeah, but listen, blah, blah, that means your 1% is in denial. She's right. Anything other than a nuclear war or a zombie apocalypse, it's too late for this place.
And the reason I say that... The reason I say that is because when I was talking about the indoctrination thing, okay, people can laugh and say, oh, this is conspiracy. Well, think about this, though. I know I was raised by TV. I know everybody I know was put in front of a television set. That was your teacher. That was your friend. That was what influenced you the most. All of us are that way. It rules what people think, how they dress, who they like, what's popular, what's in style, what everyone should be watching. If you're not into sports, you're considered that something's wrong with you. Oh, what do you mean you didn't watch the World Cup? What do you mean you don't like NASCAR? What do you mean you don't like football? I don't like sports. I don't enjoy it. Sorry.
I got one answer. I got one answer. It's pretty good. I got a great answer. I got a great answer. I got a way to fix all this. I got a way to fix it. It's perfect. Just listen. Just listen. We turn the fucking TV off for 6 months. Eric,
but see,
what the fuck?
I've done that.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody else that has.
Yeah, mine's been off for about 6 years, bro. Yeah.
I watch sports.
We gotta get the whole world to turn their TV off for 6.
You can't get the whole world to agree on anything, bro. You're not going to get them off their favorite boob tube, which they've been possessed and literally brainwashed their entire lives by. Come on.
I don't live by the TV. There's certain things I like to watch on TV. I like NASCAR. I like football. I like football. But I also understand that, you know, say for instance, if they say, oh, look at the ratings that this show got, right? Oh, America watched this show. Well, the truth of the matter is, no, America didn't watch that show. Say for instance, if 10 million or 5 million people watch this show, right? And they're like, oh my God, you know, it's what everybody's talking about. Well, if 5 million people watch that show, how many people didn't watch that show? You know, most people don't watch it, you know? And you're told what's popular.
Well, see, here's a perfect example of something that really bothers me that I'm trying to wake people up to, but they don't listen because it's not on the news. They haven't seen anything about it. Chemtrails. All right, I'm outside most of the time. I grow my own food. I can my own
Wait a minute.
food. Now, they're spraying the crap out of us here in Tennessee. They spray us constantly. You cannot tell me that you don't notice it, okay?
Is this the same Ravens I met the other night? Are you serious? What the hell? Did I walk into the wrong room? I cannot believe what you've been saying for the last 10 minutes because this is like freaking me out. Are you sure you're an atheist?
No, I'm a Satanist actually, but that's beside the point.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
But anyway,
I'd like to say that
Only in
not being sprayed with
America.
chemicals.
Only in America.
now hold on a minute. Now let me explain what kind of Satanist. So that's before you sit here and say, "Oh, she's a Satanist. She believes in a devil." No, I am.
No, I wouldn't have said. You know, I'm not going to be that stupid. You know, I know better. So, but go ahead.
I enjoy the occult aspect of it. If there was a Satan, I probably would worship him because, you know, he's so much more fun than the Christians, and his music is a lot better. But anyway, that's beside the
Judas Priest.
Oh yeah, I used to love death metal. Oh yeah.
But I'm just saying, when you have planes going over you spraying all the time, before storm systems, they spray. You'll have a perfectly beautiful day, and you'll have 15 planes go over, and it looks like they're playing tic-tac-toe over your head, and they're not spraying us with something?
Absolutely. I've seen the inside of these planes, Ravens. I mean, you're absolutely right. I know exactly what they're spraying. I don't know why people deny it. You can see you can type it in right now on Google, and you can see pictures of the insides of these planes.
What are they? I have seen those pictures. What do you think that they are spraying? I'm not saying that they're not. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying what.
Well, one of them's aluminum oxide. I mean, do you want? I mean, I want to let Ravens continue to talk about this because she's been on the ball completely. I don't.
Too. Okay, what else are they spraying?
Well, the only thing I can tell you from my observation is I don't know if they're spraying us to make it rain or if they're spraying us just to see how much they can control the weather, or if they don't spray, it doesn't rain anymore. So there's three scenarios that I can't figure out.
Okay, I was told aluminum oxide they're spraying. They're spraying benzo something. I don't know what the fuck that is. They're spraying other shit, right? They're not just spraying that, right?
Plenty of shit.
Okay. All I know about aluminum oxide is it's really good to like sandblast your car. And it's really high.
Yeah, and I guess some plants, some like GMO plants, grow better in them. But they've been doing it for many years. And what she's saying is absolutely correct. But there's a big consensus against it. There's large groups of people that say they're not spraying anything. And why is there so much denial? That's the point that I'm just trying to big. Is why is there so much denial when they obviously are spraying these things, and millions, hundreds of thousands of people in the military have come forth admitting that this as well. You know, it's not like this is not news. You can look it up.
Dude, the answer's so right there. Who are they paid by? They are not paid.
Why are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Is what I want to know.
Feed the world.
It is a military-industrial complex problem, a thing from that, like Agenda 21. You can look these things up.
I feel like they have to feed the world because we're getting like 8 billion people by like 2050, and they just need to feed people.
Yeah, but the GMOs are actually killing more people than they're saving because they're poisoning all the pollinators. Now the plants are actually going to start dying because all the insects, the butterflies, the bees, the carpenter beetles, all these animals are dying now that we actually need for the ecosystem. So it's actually doing a lot more harm than it is good.
Well, look at the amount of. Remember when I lived in Oregon, when I moved out there, we had bees everywhere, right? We had apple trees, pear trees, we had gardens. I relied on the bees to pollinate, stuff like that. By the time I left Oregon, there had been so much fumigating that there was actually a shortage, and it's not just in Oregon, a shortage of bees. Beekeepers are actually paid lots of money to transport their bees to certain areas. As far as chemtrails or something, the only thing that I've ever known was they've actually had, and I know a guy that used to be a cloud seeder. Okay, he was a farmer. He used to seed the clouds for rain. Okay, he wasn't part of some government conspiracy. He was a farmer.
But I can show you so many pictures of my property where it looks like they're playing tic-tac-toe over my house.
I've seen areas around military installations where you see the same thing, where they're testing missiles, testing planes.
Yeah, but they're spraying. I mean, you actually have to set the plane up, you know, to spray these chemicals, though. I mean, it's not a normal contrail.
But I mean, I would just like to know why? Do you have to spray to make it rain? Will it not rain anymore unless you spray? Because every time there's a storm system that comes through here, they spray right before it gets here. Every time.
If you knew the real reason why, I mean, a lot of people in here, they would just, I don't think you'd even believe it if I told you why.
I guess I'd like to know why, because I just, this baffles me.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, kind of like your TV. All the elements that they're spraying is the same things that's in your HD TV.
Could I ask why they're spraying that?
Well, it's going to be because, you know, a mass, how do you say that? A mass like, like hologram type thing. Yeah.
A mass hologram?
Yeah,
Wow.
when stuff, you'll see. Well, okay, right now you have the Pope coming out talking about aliens, right?
I haven't heard about the Pope talking about aliens.
Yeah, type it in.
Right.
Pope Francis talks about alien contact. You'll get a whole bunch of hits on that. He's coming here September 23rd. That's like the biggest Jewish holiday for repenting. And so this is the first time he's coming here. He'll be in Philadelphia where the and meet with Obama and stuff like that. So if you're gonna, this isn't the only reason, but this could be one of the reasons that I've been looking into, is that it could be a mass hologram to fool people that there is really alien contact.
For sure.
Look into it.
Okay.
No, I know there is. I know there is.
I just don't, you know, and you know, I'm not trying to insult you, Rose, or anything like that. I just don't find those theories to be plausible. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Well, you have to look it up first.
I seen some crap, bro. I seen some weird shit, man. I seen
before you dismiss something, I would suggest you look into it first and then dismiss it. At least.
No, I seen some crazy stuff. I was like, what the hell? I was fishing in Catalina Island. I fish a lot in deep sea, in the ocean, and there's a big thing that goes on around there. There's a whole little thing about it. I didn't know anything about it. I was a kid and I saw some crazy shit and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even think about it. And so I got older and I was like, oh shit, oh man, there is shit. Like I just put it away in my memory bank, and I was like, damn, there's some shit.
Well, with me,
I don't know what's real.
With me, I'm 38 years old. I'm gonna be hitting 40 pretty soon, and throughout my entire life, I've never seen anything like that in the skies. I've never seen, you know, unidentified flying objects. I've never seen, you know, what you guys would be calling, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, you know, I'm just saying that I would never I've never seen anything resembling chemtrails or anything like that. You know, it's just something. I don't know. These things. These things.
Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No. I didn't even think what I saw was real. And then when I got older, I was like, hey, what the hell? Like, I was like, hey, there's something weird about that. Like, I was like, there's something weird about it.
Yeah.
And, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I was only like 16, dude, for like 15 years in my brain, and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. I remember seeing some crazy shit. I never talked about it. I was scared, dude. I was scared to death.
Yeah. Well, listen to this. Condensation trails are left by aircraft when the air is sufficiently cold for the mixture of air and exhaust to be saturated. This does not usually happen except when the temperature is close to or below 40 degrees Celsius, in which case the cloud freezes almost instantaneously and does not readily evaporate.
That's not what I saw. I saw light go from under the ocean all the way up to the stars.
No, I was talking about chemtrails.
No, I'm talking
Hey,
about
Ravens, look in the picture that I put in the Hangout chat for this Hangout. I put a picture of the inside of the plane so you guys can see what it looks like inside there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
All right.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say about there's some things that I've experienced personally. I go ghost hunting a lot, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there is an afterlife, but there are some things that I pick up, and there are some things that I see, that I bring home, that surround me, that other people tell me about. I don't know what it is, but there's something to it. Is it your dead grandmother? I don't know. But it's just there's.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. I'll mute myself.
But there's just things going on in the world right now that a lot of it, most of it, I can't tell you what it is. I don't know. I can't.
I think I'd like to say something. When I was a Christian, I used to see things, and I take things that I see with a grain of salt because I know my mind can trick me. And when I was a Christian, I literally could go a Christian from an atheist. When I was a Christian, when I was watching the computer, I would see things on like the left or right of me, like a head popping out. But when I was an atheist, I did not see that. So what I've come to my conclusion is, when I go to religion, your mind kind of messes with you and makes you see things that aren't really there. So if you see something or feel something, I just take it with a grain of salt, as you would say.
Usually I have the same approach.
Like I say, and I don't try to sway anybody anymore. I just try to find like-minded people that kind of have the same experience. But the only thing that I'll say about it, I don't look at it from a religious aspect, either, you know, pro or con, whatever. I just look at it like there's things in this world that you can't explain. There's things that people experience that we don't know what it is. And I don't want to live, I cannot live my life not believing anything, not believing in what everyone else believes, but having an open mind to where I could be wrong. You know, I know what I saw. Someone else saw it too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck it is. Was it a demon? I don't know, because I'm not sure that I believe that things like that exist. But my belief doesn't matter. I'm just saying I have an open mind to where I love the occult. I love studying occult things. It's just interesting to me. Is there something to it? I don't know. Is it like you say, you know, you're freaking yourself out, scaring yourself, you know, like you hear something and you jump and, whoa, what was that? Oh, it was a ghost. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, a lot of the people in power of the powers that be, and that control the world, are occultists. I mean, we do know that. I mean, we do know what their fraternities are, what groups they're a part of. They believe in some sort of higher spirits of some sort. You know, they're not Christian.
And see, Christians are the same way, though. It doesn't matter what religious group you're in or secret society or whatever. When you have a collection of people who are all tuned in on the same, call it a wavelength, whatever, it doesn't matter that it may not be real, but they believe it is, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if we believe it or not, they do. Yeah.
And that's what scares me. It's just like when Bush first did that New World Order speech. I guess I was the only one that scared me at the time, because I thought, why would we want the whole world tuned in?
Yeah.
You're talking about September 11th, 1991, when he made that speech.
Yep.
Yeah.
10 years to the date. Yeah, 10 years to the date later, 9/11 happens. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. Just an accident. Yep.
You know, it very well could be an accident. I think what he was trying to say there is maybe we're going to run things a little differently. Similar presidents have had similar speeches. There was one president way back when he said we were basically going to run things a little differently because the 1930s happened, and he made what was called the New Deal.
Yeah, but what Bush is talking about is the 10 points of light, and that when we secede, and we will, if you listen to the speech and you know a cult, then you would understand exactly what he's saying.
Pillbox. I'm not too familiar. Oh. Well, I'll ask you, Rose. What was the significance of that speech?
The New World Order. The one world government.
Well, I knew about there being a one world government. I believe. Who the hell did I hear it from? I thought I heard Obama talking about something along those lines, but I don't know.
Well, he's part of them too. I mean,
Yeah,
he's in the same gang.
Right. I mean, it's not a coincidence that all of these presidents are talking about the same thing because they're all part of it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Barack Obama is Dick Cheney's cousin.
That's right. Sure is.
Oh,
and they're related to the Queen of England.
Yep.
His wife did an interview on some Fox News or CNN or something like that, and the guy asked her, "Is it true that Obama is the 16th cousin of Dick Cheney?" She said, "Yes, it is. It's true." And
I don't know about
what do you
that.
mean?
Oh, see, you don't know about
What do you
that,
mean?
right? You don't know about that.
His wife said it. Well, his wife's a liar.
Whether you know, little bearing on whether or not it's true.
Well, it's kind of obvious. I mean, I guess these people that don't know who their lineage is, I guess we can doubt them. You know, who are we going to doubt? Are they not experts on their own selves and who they are? I mean,
well, I mean that's their 16th cousin. I mean, how far can you go with cousins?
Right, a 12-year-old girl actually came up with it and realized that 95% of the presidents in history of America have been related. Over 95% or something crazy. A 12-year-old girl came up with that.
I think it was all of them but one. All of them but one.
Oh, really?
Well, of 45, that's 95%.
Now,
close. I don't know about that, but close.
I don't know the math. I don't know.
You know, I have to be
Good fake.
I have to be honest with you guys. I find that theory a little hard to swallow. You know, and I'm not trying to.
Right, but listen, hold on. Here's what you're saying. Hold on, but here's what you're saying. Quiet atheist. You're saying you don't believe them when they're telling you that they are related to one another. You don't believe them. That's not our theory. This is out of their mouth, out of the horse's mouth, bro.
I've never.
Is that a conspiracy?
I've never heard of Obama saying that he was related to the Queen of England or anybody.
Well, we're not making that statement. We're not making that statement. Yeah, we got trust us. That we're talking about Michelle Obama saying that Obama's related to Dick Cheney, and he's not even a president.
No, not Michelle Obama. It was Dick Cheney's wife.
Oh, okay. Well, another first. Okay,
His
so
wife.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said Michelle Obama. Okay.
She
Well, either way.
She's the
It
second
was
lady.
his wife. It was Dick Cheney's wife that said that.
There you go. I mean, so is Dick Cheney's wife lying, or is she out of her mind? Is she on drugs, or what's going on here?
She had the family tree, so she had all the documents right there.
She was probably on his mom's side.
I don't know. Probably.
As far as I'm concerned, Dick Cheney and his wife were out of their minds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, evil people, they're pretty right-minded.
No, it's more left-minded. The reptilian side, the lizard side.
The reptilian.
Well, that's what it's
Whoa,
called. The
David
left
Icke.
side. No. I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about psychology. If you look into psychology, you have the right side of the brain and you have the left side of the brain. The left side is considered the reptilian side. Not saying they're reptilians, but this is psychology. Okay. It's philosophy.
See, I don't like that either. I don't like that terminology either. But yeah, some of them do call it that. I don't see why they would call it that. I mean,
the scholars. Scholars that study the mind say it. I don't know. That's what they say.
So the logical side almost then?
Well, maybe it's because
it's more analytical. It's more
right. That's the other problem though, is that they're pretending they understand the human brain, which we actually don't understand how it works. I mean, they like to make up a lot of shit.
All you have to do is type in left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and the meaning behind it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is all public information. It's in books. I mean, come on. It's in universities. They teach their students this. I mean, this isn't like something I'm just making this shit up. I mean, this is worldwide knowledge. I'm sorry if some of you don't know about it, but it's there.
So basically, Pillbox, you disagree with what do you call them, neuroscientists?
Oh, some of them, I'm sure they have some things figured out, but the fact of the matter is that we know far less than what we pretend to. That's why I've experienced dealing with, I guess, disabled people, taking care of kids with autism and special needs. Sometimes these kids will get an injury, a brain injury. It'll tap into something, and they'll actually have amazing mathematical abilities. Like they can calculate faster than your calculator can come up with an answer before you can even finish it typing it in. They will give you the answer. The human brain is actually it's far more complicated, and it's more of a mystery than we could even ever explain. There are hidden abilities in your brain that you have put away that we don't have access to anymore. You know how they say that we only use a certain part of our brain, but we have many. Like if we were able to use 100% of our brain, there's a lot less things. Right? If we were able to use 100% of our brain, there would be a far less things that we'd actually need to use in life.
But we do use 100% of our brain.
No, we don't use 100% of our brain. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm going by this is scientific. I'm talking about what the scientific.
Send your brain out and still be the same person.
What?
Yeah, it's the same person, but something now works. Like one guy had a brain. Listen to this. One guy had a brain injury. Hold on. I got some feedback here. Who is this? Who's killing me right now? Is that Rose?
I'm not sure.
Okay, hold on. Okay, here, check this out. One guy had a brain injury. I forget how old he was. Anyway, after the guy recovered from his brain injury, with clay and pottery, he could make any animal like within seconds out of clay. Like he just had this all of a sudden this amazing ability that was tapped in. That portion of the brain was shut off until his injury caused something, maybe some sort of stroke or some sort of blood clot, made something get activated that was not activated until he had the injury. So there are parts of the brain that we don't even understand anything about them that could do literally amazing things because they are not on. We are not using those parts of our brain.
But my aunt had the opposite happen to her. She had a tumor, and when they cut out the tumor, she lost over a decade of her life. She woke up thinking it was 10 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. That's in 99% of brain injury cases, you're going to have a problem. But in a rare case, you will have all of a sudden a superhuman ability will come forth sometimes. It's been documented many times all over the internet. I'm talking about like a 20-year-old kid who can't take himself to the bathroom, he can't eat by himself, he can't be trusted around sharp objects, but he can memorize an encyclopedia. You can ask him what page this was on. What did it talk about elephants? What's the deal with the reproduction? And he would remember all of it, and because he had a brain injury. Like this kid's name was Carmen. I'll never forget him. It was amazing.
What do you think, PW? PW. I think you're having some audio issues, PW. Yeah, he's having some audio issues. Hopefully he could come back. But I've seen some young kids, man, who are, I mean, young kids, they call them prodigies, I guess. They, I've seen some young kids do some amazing stuff, man.
Yeah, one of the technical terms for these types of people, it's called savantism. Like that's what the movie Rain Man was based off of.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't use our brains the way that they were initially designed for us to use all of our brain, and I think mankind thousands of years ago was far more capable. That's why we have the pyramids and we have ancient structures that we have no idea how man made them, because they were actually far more capable, far more intelligent thousands of years ago.
Actually, they know more than you think you know. Yeah. I mean, I've seen things like.
I think I know things that I don't know that I know that you know that you know that you don't really understand that you know that I know that you know. So it just depends on how you want to look at it. The fact of the matter is we can't build the pyramids today. I'm sorry, I don't care who said otherwise. I don't care who you've talked to. We cannot build the pyramids today. And there's many other megalithic structures in history that we do not.
Wait a minute, time out.
Even Sydney would agree that there are many things today that we could not build that ancient people could.
I bet you right now, I bet you a Buffalo nickel pillbox that we can build pyramids.
I know, and you would lose the nickel, so you owe me a nickel, buddy.
No.
Even, Buffalo nickel, you owe me.
Even without cranes. I watched a video not too long ago that showed how it's plausible. They don't, they're not saying that this is actually how it happened, but they said they the side of the pyramid through a tunnel with gates in it, like a lock.
Sure. And who did the pyramids in Mexico and the pyramids in China and the pyramids in Russia that are hidden? That they just found these pyramids. Was it not Lithuania? It was some Serbian country. I don't know if it was Serbia. I'm a little bad. There's so many Eastern Bloc nations now. There's a pyramid bigger than the Great Pyramid, right in the middle of Asia. I mean, who were these ancient cultures?
Well, that's the one talking about earlier. Down inside of it where the emperor's buried, it was actually in China, not Japan. And it's got a map of the whole country as far as they knew, and all the rivers are all the roof, their ceiling is all gems and jewels, and it's all the constellations and stars.
Right. I mean, we know that man had traveled to North America for thousands of years before Columbus. I mean, that's just duh, right? I mean, we know that.
Right. There were people here before he got here, so.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I mean, we just know that many people had actually got here that were not indigenous to North America.
True. Yeah.
I mean, I think they found Roman swords actually just a few hundred miles south of where I live. In Tucson, they found Roman swords. I mean, how'd they get there?
Wow.
No, they didn't.
It's okay. It's all right. Don't be upset. It's just science and history. It's no big deal.
Oh gosh.
That was placed there by the Jews.
The Jews did it. That's it.
Yeah. Remember, John Smith or whatever the fuck his name is. God damn it. He's Smith, the guy with the magic plates.
John Smith.
There you go. Yeah. He told us about him.
There you go. Wow. All kinds of theories, huh?
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith, thank you.
What do you mean that Joseph Smith, the famous Mormon?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Is there any other Joseph Smith?
I hope not.
That's a pretty rare name.
Wait a minute. One was enough. Come on.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith, the one that came to see visions in his hat after he put rocks in them?
Yeah. Magic rocks, goddammit. Get right.
Magic rocks.
and he would send, from what I understand about Joseph Smith, he would send his male followers on these missions, if you will, so he could just sit there and be with their wives.
Smart, dude.
Yeah.
There's a good con man behind every cult. Come on now.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
He was the reason why my
Well, I
grandfather
think that was one thing that you and I can actually agree on, Pillbox.
Unbelievable.
Tally up.
That's like the second time ever, I think.
Because
I was like, wait, this wasn't the first time I heard that. So
with behind every religion, there's a big con.
I absolutely agree. I hate religion. I think it's disgusting. I mean, whether it's atheism, evolution, Mormonism, Islam, oh, come on now. Don't be in denial. You know, the first part about your religion is that you got to admit you have a religion. Come on now.
Hold on a minute.
That's a problem. Atheism is not a problem.
Pillbox.
Oh, my dear Lord.
Poor man.
Oh, man. That's great.
Actually, I'm not an
feel
atheist.
relieved.
I'm a Gnostic anti-theist. I know for a fact no one should believe in fairy tales.
So you have 3 different religions. That's great, buddy.
No, that's one mindset.
So you can only believe in your fairy tale. That's called a fanaticism.
No fairy tale.
You can define it how you want.
It's all semantics. Yeah, it's all whatever you want it to
stands
be.
on its own merits, doesn't it?
It's all subjective, right?
I'd also like to say this. I think I'm kind of relieved that you just said atheism was a religion, and like I like how you're like going off on like theories of like chemtrails and all that. I'm kind of like relieved. So I can that got it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that was what's her name? Ravens was in here actually giving a great explanation of chemtrails because she's actually understood these facts and she's clearly done some research. It doesn't take very long to understand chemtrails are real. That was my only point, is how are there people that deny this? Even atheists admit it.
Yeah. Well, she's a Satanist.
Right, exactly.
Now, I argued with somebody about chemtrails, and he called bullshit on it, and then I flew in a plane, and I noticed something weird. Is there were 3 planes in the sky at one point. There was a plane I was in, the return trip to the one I was in that was coming at us, and then way the fuck up in the sky was another plane, and the one way up in the sky had a little contrail coming out about. Just it looked like an inch long, but the plane was fucking 4 inches long,
Cool.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a good minute. I want to get back to this whole atheism is a religious thing. How is that, Pillbox?
Well, if you think that you have enough information to say that there's not a God, it's almost a psychosis. So anything that's a psychosis has to be a religious belief. Well, you asked me a question.
Hey, Pillbox.
You got strawmanned.
Pillbox.
Strawman. That's what it was. Right.
Pillbox. Yeah. I didn't say there wasn't a God. I'm an agnostic atheist. I don't know if there is.
Well, there you go. You're already adding on a term onto the atheism religion so that you get out of the religion. I don't blame you.
No,
my God, dear Lord. Oh.
That's not how it works.
What you believe.
Oh, okay. You tell me how it works. You go ahead and tell me how it works.
Okay,
I'll just say yes.
Hold on, everybody. Let me explain to Pillbox what my position is. Now, everybody else in the room might be different from me. I don't know. You might have to ask them. But here's my position. I'm agnostic on the account that I don't know if there is a God or not. There's simply not enough information to know whether there is one or not. Second of all, because there's no evidence to support this alleged God's existence, I lack the belief in a God, which is agnostic atheist.
Right. Now, why don't you call yourself the quiet agnostic?
What?
Also, I'd like
because
to
he
say
doesn't
this.
believe.
Quiet agnostic.
That's a good one.
Okay, I'd also like to say this.
I don't like it as much. The quiet atheist is better. You're right.
Right. I'd also like to say this, though. I think I've come up with this. I don't know. It's just my own personal belief. Whenever it comes to anything supernatural, I think just all bets are off because science explains the natural.
No,
And,
well, that's the problem right there. Is that there are things in existence that are supernatural. You know that, right?
Such
Like
as,
what?
Such
Are
as.
you guys ready? You guys ready?
Bring it.
Yeah, and just remember, Pillbox, you want to provide some proof for those claims too, but
Yeah, I hope that you guys.
Citations, please.
I hope
See,
that you
without
guys.
proof-
Hold on.
Without proof, it's just conjecture, isn't it? But
Accurate.
Right. You notice it's this long before it takes them to let me able to answer the question. But here it is. Atoms exist, and they literally violate the laws of thermodynamics, and they exist.
don't.
Therefore, atoms
Wait,
are.
wait,
Yeah,
don't
here we
say
go.
one.
Here we go. Do atoms
count-
experience? Listen,
It's
you can't
okay,
even let me
Pillbox.
speak. Listen, relax. You
No, it's
can't even
okay,
let
bro.
me
I'll count
speak.
your
I know you need to relax. Listen, relax for a second. You
Two
need to
failed
relax.
sales.
I know, relax. Relax. It's okay. Relax. I'm not going to ruin your life. Just relax
Oh,
for a second. I know. You're really upset already. It's not going to kill you. You can go to bed and stop thinking about me after you get out of this hangout, okay? Okay, atoms do not experience entropy. They never lose energy. They continue to stay on full power forever. That's kind of against the laws of thermodynamics. Sorry.
not.
Actually, it
They
I'm
get
sorry.
energy.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
Perfectly.
Who's gonna say it's not in a closed system? Who's gonna say that first?
I'm guessing Pillbox is a fan of InfoWars.
Oh, no.
Actually, like-
Here we go. Here come the accusations. Yeah, you think you understand? Wait, hold on. This clown thinks he understands how an atom works. Go ahead and tell us how an atom works, buddy. Take your
No,
time.
by all means,
All
Clown,
right.
please
Okay,
continue.
the first law of thermodynamics says energy is eternal. So if energy
No,
is
it
not-
doesn't. That's completely ignorant, and only a psychopathic atheist would say something so stupid.
Psychopath.
All right. Go to King Crocodile.
Yeah, the first law of thermodynamics states that matter cannot be created or destroyed. It has nothing to do with saying it's eternal. And actually, the first law of thermodynamics proves that matter had to be created by a special creator, actually. Thanks.
No, because then that special
Sorry.
creator had to be created.
Sorry.
And its creator
Yeah,
had to be
sorry.
created.
Chicken and the egg
and
problem,
its
not my problem.
creator-
That's your problem. Yep, that's your problem. Chicken and the egg. Pick one.
No.
Actually,
the
the
fucking egg.
Next.
But the thing that laid it wasn't a fucking chicken.
Right. That's right. Right. You believe that. Yeah, you believe a non-chicken laid the first chicken egg. Brilliant.
It was almost a chicken.
Duh,
was fucking close.
Oh my God! I know that's another religion.
Until it
Talk
wasn't
about a
chicken.
religious view. Wow,
That makes
that's a
sense.
psychopathic religion, buddy.
You're proposing.
All of science disproves evolution, and you're telling me that a non-chicken made the first chicken egg. Really?
Oh, you're
Dear
fucking-
Lord. Well, oh my God. Here we go. Here come the Evo tart. A non-chicken made the first
You're
chicken
a
egg. That's
fucking
brilliant.
pro, aren't you?
That's brilliant.
You're a
No, you're a
pro.
genius. No, you're a
I think
genius.
he's
Keep
a
going,
pro.
buddy.
No one's
Here we go.
listening.
He's a pro.
He's a pro. Here we go, everybody. It's that easy, Rose. It's that easy. Now they're just freaking out. They're freaking out. Guys, you'll be able to go to sleep at night.
Not freaking
Listen,
out.
your Star Wars sheets will be there waiting for you. Don't worry.
I'm not a fan of Star Wars.
Hey.
I know, but atheists, you're still going to be thinking about me when you go to sleep. They're going to hopefully not be
I
thinking
wouldn't
about
give
me.
yourself so much credit.
Oh, buddy, trust me, buddy. You think you believe in pseudoscience and you can explain it. Please, go ahead.
There's that ego personified.
Go ahead and tell me how a non-chicken lays this chicken egg when it needs the DNA information to lay
It's
chicken
called
eggs. Only
evolution.
chickens do that.
Tell
I
me-
know, you
tell
believe
me
in
how magic
pseudoscience,
makes
yeah.
things happen. Tell me
You're
about
telling
the
me magic. You're
first
saying a
horse.
magical non-chicken laid a
Tell me
chicken
about
egg.
the
Tell me
first
more.
horse.
No, tell me more about the magical non-chicken. Tell me more about the magical non-chicken, please. Take your time.
All right.
Yeah, tell me why it's called a gene pool. Tell me how a gene pool magically creates different
You love the
animals.
sound
Go
of your
ahead.
own voice, bro.
The fact of the matter is that you're the Poe. You're the one faking it, buddy.
Don't cry, bro. It's
All
okay.
right. All right.
That's right.
Yep.
King Crocodile.
Hey,
Yep.
don't cry
Pseudoscience
anyway, bud.
preachers.
Good to see
Perfect.
you.
Pseudoscience preachers. It's too easy.
Pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience preachers.
I don't think I'm a pseudoscience preacher, but all right.
Right, a non-chicken laid a chicken egg. That's brilliant. I wonder what laid the first penguin egg.
right.
What laid the first penguin egg? I'd love to know that animal. That'd be a wonderful bird, not trying to die in the ice.
Bet it could fly.
It died in the ice for millions of years, therefore it laid a penguin egg. Yeah, brilliant.
Jesus laid the first penguin egg, Jesus.
All
Yeah,
right,
bro.
that's it. I'll pretty
Yeah,
much have it.
it's like the flying squirrel. The squirrels were dying for millions of years as they were jumping out of trees, and they finally developed the flying squirrel. I know, same thing.
No,
Magic.
jumping from branch
Magic.
to branch.
Okay, so you
Right, there we go. There we go. Magic.
community.
More magic.
Thank God. Good job. Just
The magical
the
evolution religion has
scientific
reared its
community.
pink elephant head. Here it is, everybody.
There it goes.
Pillbox.
There it goes.
What's up, bro?
You have a very poor understanding of how evolution works, man.
Oh,
well said,
I don't think so.
oh boy, yeah.
No.
I know.
Alright.
The
I gotta
evolution
go.
theory is so scientific. I can't wait for you guys to pull up the textbooks and show me the evidence. I cannot wait.
What a dumbass.
Here, I'll wait. You go ahead and get your textbooks. I'll be right here.
I assume you're homeschooled.
Take your time.
Yes,
Well,
of course.
do you think you could have enough credentials to actually debate an evolutionary biologist, perhaps?
Well, we spend most of our time laughing at them already. Like, what else are we going to do with evolutionary biologists? Like Stephen Jay Gould. Right, so you can call quote mine. Right, so you can call quote mine when I already tell you what they've admitted. Right.
I don't quote mine.
I'm saying that these other chaps in here that are calling Poe because they get scared, they're the type of dude that would call quote mine when I pull up what the evolutionary biologist says about evolution.
Dude, you're so deluded. You're actually quite
I'm so I know, poor thing. I know. You think you come? I know. That's what I was. You think you come from monkeys? What do you want?
Insult and mockery.
I know.
Show
I
the
know.
truth.
I know. I know. A chimp had 48 chromosomes and then they fused together accidentally, and they created human beings.
No, they came up in
No,
they came in here with insults and mockery. You guys started with the insult and mockery, and then now you're gonna call him out on that. But I've been listening to you guys do that from the beginning. When you first started bringing it up,
It's all good. What else are they gonna do? They have no choice. That's
liar.
that's how they can. What do you expect? Come on.
What's so delusional? Wow. I'm sitting here listening.
They
to
believe
them
they're animals.
mock
They're
you.
talking animals. What are you gonna do?
Mock you and
There you
insult
go.
you. They were
You
mocking
believe
and
in
insulting
magic.
you.
And you believe your magic.
No, you believe in magic. You believe magical non-chickens gave birth to chicken eggs. Yeah, a non-chicken. Yeah, you don't demonstrate anything. Stop faking it. Yeah, fake it all you want. Yeah, keep faking it. I'd love. Yeah, go ahead and tell me. Go ahead. You got the floor. Go ahead.
You're too scared. It's okay, bro.
I thought you said you were
I'm
a
waiting.
politician.
I can demonstrate a claim. The claim I make exists independent of your or my personal prejudice. See, that's the thing. Evolution is a demonstrable.
Yeah, you can regurgitate it. Yeah, go ahead and regurgitate it. Yeah, get the book ready. Go ahead.
Cry. Are you going to cry? Or are you going to
Yeah, tell me about chromosome fusion. Go ahead, buddy.
Dude, you just already said it yourself. It's a fucking mutation where the fucking chromosomes fuse. Created a mutation.
No, the aliens did that.
Oh, magical chromosomes create a human from a monkey. That's beautiful. Magic. More magic. Great.
Dumb.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. We have living humans. Hey, get this, quiet atheist. We have living humans. We have living humans with chromosome fusion. Guess what? They stayed human. Shocking. Wow, that is shocking. Insane.
I think you might be a bit special.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I think you might be a bit delusional with your pseudoscience, but keep faking it, buddy.
Insulting. See how they said you were insulting?
I know, they have no choice. They have no choice. These are, they can prove it. They can prove magical pseudoscience. I can't wait.
Says the guy who claims magic.
Yeah, go ahead and get your evolution book. Let's see it. I know, I love it.
This is public information, dumbass.
Right, pseudoscience is public information. Go ahead.
You want to hear it or are you going to cry?
Yeah, I've been laughing at you Evo-tards for years. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been laughing. But
Keep it up. Great job. Yeah, a non-chicken laid a chicken egg. Beautiful.
You know that song?
A monkey had 2 chromosomes fusion and out popped the human. That's beautiful.
No.
Keep preaching it.
That is absolutely not how it
Of course, yeah, and now you're going to pretend you know it. Yeah, go ahead and fake it. Let's go. Let's hear it.
What did it say?
I got my 2009 Futayama evolution book. Let's read it. Page 102. Let's follow along, everybody. Come on, you get your evolution book.
It doesn't say we came from chimpanzees.
Right, it doesn't. We came from orangutans, right, and chimpanzees.
No, we have common ancestors with all of them.
Right. That's why apes can't even come from monkeys. Right. That's why each individual primate has a separate gene pool. Sorry, genius.
I want to hear PW.
Okay, we got PW in the house. He's gonna say hi. He's gonna break up the conversation real quick. Go ahead, PW.
Go ahead, PW.
Just want to say hello to Quiet.
Hey, Quiet, or PW, how's it going?
That's going well. I'm following the conversation.
Well, I'm trying to follow it. I got 100 people speaking at one time, and I can't hear a damn thing.
That's usually how it goes when people start letting their monkey emotions get in the best of them. You know how it is.
Now, come on, Pillbox. That was an unfair jab now.
That wasn't at you, though. He got to realize, though, Quiet Atheist, I've been insulted many times in this hangout. It's all good. I expect it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Absolutely.
what you been up to, PW?
Oh, I don't want to derail the conversation. I'll wait until this is changed, and I'll listen to what's going on with this right now.
Do you have any thoughts on the discussion?
No, I really don't know a lot about evolution. I really, it's not my area of expertise.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Well, let's see. How about this, Quiet Atheist? We have these things today. They're called horseshoe crabs. You can go to the SeaWorld and see them, and they're also found in layers of Earth that are supposed to be 400 million years old. They sure have evolved a lot, haven't they?
No, because
they have already they
Doesn't
reached
need
their
to
maximum of evolution, right? They were already perfect, right?
No.
Oh no, they're
So
not.
It doesn't need to change.
Right, just like tortoises and just like crocodiles and dragonflies, cockroaches and seashells and horseshoe crabs, right? They're all just perfectly evolved. Yep.
Well, did you know that?
Amazing.
Did you know that back in the prehistoric days that there were dragonflies as big as birds?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Bigger, exactly. Dragonflies, really big, and crocodiles 100 feet long,
It's still
possibly.
a dragonfly, but it's still a dragonfly.
Yeah. Do you know that some people today are much bigger than you guys, and they're alive today?
Well, I know.
And there's people alive today that are much smaller than you guys, and guess what? They're still human. 100% human. Crazy, huh? So who's more evolved, the really tall dude or the short dude? Who's more evolved?
What do you mean? Who's more involved?
Well, I mean, you just wait. Hold on, listen. Quiet, hold on. Right, you just wait. So you're saying dragonflies that from older periods that were much bigger are not any different in the evolutionary scale, right? You're saying they're the same dragonfly, right?
Oh, they're different. They're not the same.
Wait a minute. Wait, you just said that they're
They're
the you just said
different.
so.
They're not
But
the same,
humans.
though.
Wait a minute. How are they different? The size is different.
They're ancestors of the dragonflies. It doesn't necessarily.
No,
mean
they
that
are
Hold
dragonflies.
on.
They are. No, hold on. You're
doesn't-
confused. Quiet atheist.
No,
You're
I ain't
confused.
confused. I
You
know a
just
lot about
contradicted
this
yourself.
stuff.
You just
I know a lot
contradicted
about
yourself.
this stuff.
You just contradicted. Yeah, I have ancestors too that are ancestors of me that are still 100%
Am I
human.
gonna
Yeah.
have to pull your plug, man?
But listen to what you're saying, boy. Listen.
Let the quiet atheist speak, please, bro.
You got the
Just-
floor, man. Go ahead.
Just because I say that they were dragonflies, I don't necessarily mean that they're the same exact dragonfly. That's ridiculous. They're different.
Right, I'm not identical to my parents either. So am I more evolved than my parents?
Technically, probably not.
There you go. So now you're admitting that some humans are more evolved than. There you go.
That doesn't refute my position at all.
No, that actually helps your position. I agree. So you would admit that some humans are more evolved than others, right?
Wrong.
Wrong.
Well, no, I'm not asking you. I'm asking the quiet atheist. I'm not talking to you. Come on, quiet atheist.
Wrong.
Okay, so now you're saying that I am not more evolved than my parents, even though I'm very different than both of them.
We're the same exact species.
I agree. So why is a dragonfly that's larger a different species because its size?
It's a different species of dragonfly. Not all species of dragonflies are the same thing.
Right, we have 12 different species of dragonfly alive today. Yeah. Which one was it?
It could have been something totally different. I don't know the precise
Yeah,
name.
exactly. Could have been, but it's not. It's the same as the ones that exist today. Just like the horseshoe crabs and tortoises, turtles, cockroaches. Yeah.
So why aren't there dragonflies the size of eagles flying around today then if they're the same thing?
Right. Well, you're saying that it's not a size problem. First of all, you got to pick your poison. Is it a size issue or it is a different issue? What's the problem here?
It's a different species of dragonfly altogether. It doesn't mean
So,
they're
right.
in
Right. Why are some humans 3 feet tall and some humans are 8 feet tall?
genetics.
Exactly. So you can have. You're learning. You're getting it. That's good
But
for
it
you.
doesn't mean that my positions are refuted though.
Yeah, that disproves evolution. That means dragonflies still make dragonflies.
No,
Yes, it does.
no,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, size is not anatomy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Evolution's been disproven, guys. It's very obvious.
No.
You just got to start accepting real science, not pseudoscience. There's no more Piltdown Man and Java Man hoaxes going on. You guys got to wake up. Come on.
And what is your real science consist of?
The real science consists of repeatable experiments that can be tested in laboratories, like, dating methods. Are they repeatable?
Oh my goodness.
Genetics.
Well,
Is it repeat?
yeah,
What,
I'm
what do you get out of
interested.
genetics? We have 150 years of genetic experiments, quite atheist, and they don't hurt my worldview.
I'm
150
interested in
years.
something though. Since you want to mention all this testable and repeatable stuff and everything, why don't you apply this to your own God then?
Because we're talking about science. How can I prove things that are outside of science, such as God? If God is outside of this world, how can I test God?
That has nothing to do with anything.
You can't, because there's no evidence of him existing in the first
Right. Well,
place.
you see how you have to divert away from your own belief. Right. You have to divert back to God.
Nothing. We'll go back
You
to
just
the
had to go back to
conversation
God.
we had.
You just
We'll
had to go back to
the
God, right?
conversation that we had. I don't care.
Let's just talk about evolution. How about that?
We are.
We're talking about
Good.
dragonflies, and now you're talking about
Right.
applying
Different
that to
size.
God.
Right. You know, there are tortoises today that are the same type of tortoises found in the fossil record. Because of the size difference doesn't mean they're a different species.
They're not different
yes,
species.
they are. Okay, how many different
They are
species of
different
tortoises
species.
are alive today? Listen, noob, how many different tortoises exist today?
What?
He doesn't know.
Exactly.
What a
How many
stupid
different
question.
species? Exactly.
This is from the
You
same
have no
guy who
idea.
can't
You have no
see
idea.
lineage.
You don't have the slightest clue.
Have you ever heard of
You
the
don't have a
concept of
clue.
lineage?
You don't have a clue, son. You're a noob. You need to learn something. Go get a
Wait,
book.
don't talk down
Go
to
read
me,
a book.
son.
You need to get a book and find something that you actually can help
Don't
your
talk
argument.
down
Good
to
luck.
me, son.
I'm sorry, but you don't have the slightest clue what you're talking about, kid. I'm sorry, you're a noob.
Sit down,
I'm
son.
sorry, noob. It's okay,
Sit down,
noob.
son.
That's right. You don't have a slightest clue what you're talking
Sit
about,
down,
noob. I'm
son.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry that you.
Yeah, don't
I'm sorry
talk,
that you
son.
suck. You should probably
Sit
find
down,
something
son.
you're good at. Anyway, there are about 10,000 different species of reptiles today. None have feathers, and all of them are cold-blooded. So I'm sorry that you
No,
think
that's
that
not true.
dinosaurs, transformed and morphed into birds. I'm sorry.
They didn't more. They already were, and they still are.
I know you guys believe that. I know
Poor
it's
pillbox.
insanity. I know.
Poor
I know you think a
pillbox.
parrot. I know you think a parrot's a dinosaur. Admit it.
No, we can
You know what the
demonstrate.
velociraptor is?
Yeah, the velociraptor's a dragon, buddy. Yeah, it's a reptile. It's
Evidence
called a
is that-
reptile,
hold on.
buddy.
That was a fucking
be honest,
goat-sized
be honest.
Yeah, it's
chicken.
called a
We have
reptile, buddy.
scientific claim.
Yeah, it's called a
You know
reptile.
what?
No.
You know what a velociraptor is?
Yeah, it's called a reptile. Yeah, the word
No.
dinosaur means terrible lizard. Yeah,
What?
yeah. It's a
It's
reptile. I'm sorry that you guys don't understand biology.
Let me talk.
It's
You're not just being
Mutant.
interrupted by me. You're being interrupted by other people as well, quite atheist.
Okay. Velociraptor is a feathered dinosaur. It had feathers.
That's really ridiculous that you're saying that right now. You're losing all
No,
credibility. That's
no,
insanity, bro. I'm
no.
sorry. That's been debunked. There are no
Fact.
feathers on
It's a
dinosaurs. I'm
fact.
sorry,
What
guys.
the
I'm
fuck?
sorry, guys. You're delusional.
No.
Deep
Yeah,
breath.
I'm sorry.
T-Rex.
It's insanity. It's insanity,
Fact.
guys.
No, it's
I'm
not.
sorry, guys. It's insanity. Yeah,
No, it's
T-Rexes
not.
do not have feathers. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm
This
not
is just
talking about a
insanity.
T-Rex.
Because
I'm
Jurassic
I know, but he
talking
did.
about
told you
velociraptor.
so.
Yeah, you believe in pseudoscience, guys. It's just insanity.
You believe in Jurassic Park.
You're the one who obviously believes in pseudoscience, buddy. I'm sorry. You're the one referring to movies because you don't understand science. Keep it going.
Confused.
The only
Well,
place
You got all your knowledge of fucking velociraptors
Yeah,
from that
yeah.
movie.
Reptiles
Sorry,
magically grew
record
feathers.
doesn't
I know.
lie.
I know. Reptiles magically grow
They weren't
feathers. That's beautiful.
reptiles.
Okay, bro.
Right, they're not reptiles. I know.
I'm sorry.
Take your meds, bro.
So delusional. It's crazy.
Hold on a minute, guys. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put in the
I
side
can't
chat.
wait to see this link. I cannot wait. No, put it in the actual Hangout chat so I can see it, please.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to.
I can't wait.
I'm going to screen share something.
Beautiful. I cannot wait to see these feathers on this dinosaur. I cannot wait.
Hold on. Let me get to it.
I cannot wait. This is gonna be awesome. Watch this fraud coming up, Rose.
What do you mean fraud? How do you
It's
know
gonna
it's
be
a fraud?
complete fraud because I've already seen these things for the last 10 years. They're a
because
joke.
because a floating axe head and a talking burning bush makes you
No. This is no feathers grow on reptiles. That's not a fraud. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's why we have 10,000 species of reptiles today. 0 have feathers. Let's see the picture. Quiet.
Hold on, let me get it.
I know it's amazing how people can think this stuff. It just boggles my mind. I used to believe it too. I'll be honest. I used to watch Discovery Channel and think that was real. I did.
You should have stayed with it.
See,
I don't know.
Quite atheist admits it's Discovery Channel. Oh, buddy,
You
come
might have
on,
been-
quiet
you might have
atheist.
been-
I'm trying to save
Are you
you.
going to interrupt me, man?
Do you have the picture?
Yes, if you're going to shut your mouth for a minute, I'll show you the fucking
So I got to be quiet, or you can't find the picture.
I got the picture, just hold on a minute.
Oh, okay, I'll be quiet so you can find the picture.
Now I got this picture here I'm going to share with you. Hold on one second. Let me get it. Let me acquire it. I got two different views of this velociraptor. Hold on.
Are you sure you're not going to show us a bird or a doctored up fake fossil that was from China that I've seen from Archaeopteryx?
I'm not talking about Archaeopteryx.
Yeah, and you're not talking about Deinonychus. You know what the animal Deinonychus is?
Wait.
Yeah, I'd love to. I can't wait to see this. It's not going to be Deinonychus, that's for sure.
Hold on, let me bring my stuff
Are you
up.
a fan of Kent Hovind, Mr. Pillbox?
Oh, I love Ken Hovind. He just got out of jail. You know that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I love Ken Hovind. Have a good one, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Take your religion book with. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye now.
Next.
Thank you.
Next
comedian.
Next. Too easy. Science destroys evolution. It's that easy. Scientists, it's just so easy. When you start talking about reality, they just start folding.
You are entertaining. I'll give you that.
I know.
Yeah.
Your desperation is obvious. I know.
Right there. Take a look.
Hey, I love
Oh
arguing.
boy, look at that picture.
Bring
A
it.
drawing. That is an amazing drawing of a dinosaur with feathers. Wow, I am totally sold, Rose. What do you think?
That is a velociraptor.
Yeah.
He just showed us a crayon artwork on a computer. That's beautiful, buddy. That's awesome digital artwork. Wow, that is beautiful.
How long do you think Kent goes back to
That is
prison
just
for fraud again?
beautiful.
How long do you think
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
for fraud?
for fraud, right?
Months? How long do you
Oh,
think
so
he
you're a
goes back to
criminal?
prison
Oh, you're
for
upset.
fraud
Oh,
again?
he's real angry, Rose. Listen to that. He likes it.
You
Ken
reckon he'll
Hovind
go
was
back
in
to
jail.
prison for fraud?
He loves it when the criminals
Or
put
will it be
Christians in jail. Yeah,
Well,
Maybe
he's
he
out
loves it.
now. Oh, wow.
Because we know
he's pissed. Listen how pissed he is.
Do you reckon he'd be like an embezzler or make
That's
a
what
media?
happens. That's what happens when you think you come from a monkey.
You reckon?
Yeah, I bet you support those criminals, those prosecutors, huh? Guess what those prosecutors got caught doing? That put Ken Hovind in jail. Yeah, it turned out one of the prosecutors that put Kent Hovind in jail was a child rapist. What a coincidence, Rose. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. He tried to get a kid.
Unbelievable, crazy. That is insane. His name was John Roy Atchison.
Your friends, the Duggars.
His name is John Roy Atchison, was a child rapist, one of the prosecutors that put Ken Hovind in jail. What a coincidence.
It's nice to see the judiciary trying to catch up with the Christians on the whole child rape thing, because so far you guys have got a...
Yeah, that's amazing.
Then he hung himself because he got
Oh, he hung himself in jail. Taught that asshole a lesson.
And
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, he hung himself because he got caught.
Yep, that's what shows you what kind of prosecutors prey after Christians as well. Yep.
Poor Christians. It's all so hard for them being the majority. Fucking win.
Do you have any textbooks you'd like to go over with me? Let's go over some textbooks, buddy. What do you say?
Oh,
hey, Quiet Atheist, do you have any more artwork? I'd like to see some more artwork.
Of pandering people.
Pillbox.
Quiet Atheist, this is hilarious, bro.
What, if anything, would change your mind?
This is it. Oh, yeah, all of science is going to be disproven. Yeah, you're going to disprove science?
I'm
Good job.
A genuine question. What, if anything, would change your mind?
Right, you're going to disprove science? What are you going to do to disprove science?
Just answer the question if you can, unless you're...
Yeah, if you can disprove science, I'll change my mind. Good luck.
Disprove.
That's a stupid thing to say, but
yeah, exactly. You don't believe in absolutes, do you? Yeah, he doesn't believe in absolutes.
A complete sentence. Can you form a complete sentence?
Let's see if you can form a complete thought.
What, if anything, would change your mind?
Yeah, if you could disprove the last 150 years of genetic experiments, I might change my mind. Good luck.
Hold on, Pill. I'll be right back. 1 second.
So stupid, it hurts. But it's quite humorous, so please
I'm
continue.
sorry you've been exposed, that you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. So go ahead and get your textbook so we can start laughing some more. Please, go ahead. Take
What
your
did
time.
you say, Kent the convict? Keep entertaining me by all means.
All right, I know. I'm sure you love those prosecutors that go after him, huh?
Maybe you'll get a cell next to him. And you
Yeah,
guys will
I
be
knew it.
close
I knew
buddies.
you'd love those prosecutors. You love those
You'd love
prosecutors.
that, wouldn't you, bro?
You love those
Come on,
prosecutors.
Kent.
Listen to that face of yours.
Hey,
Listen to that.
hey.
Oh, now
You
you're
love
listen to the
yourself a bit of
accusations.
Kent. Don't you?
Listen to that.
You love yourself
Listen
a
to that
bit
guy.
of Kent.
Perfect atheism right here. Perfect.
I'm not an atheist. I'm an anti-theist. I oppose scum like you.
Yeah. Yep. Perfection.
Yeah,
Perfection.
See, you are actually here pretending like you
I know. Oh no, my poor baby.
But really,
Why don't you just get a
actually wanna
tissue box?
hear-
Just get a tissue box and cry.
You
Just
don't
get
wanna
a
hear what
tissue
anyone
box
has
and
to
cry.
say,
I
do
know.
you?
Just get a tissue box and cry, buddy.
He's an emotionally stunted primate.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, you sure are brave behind that computer, aren't you? Oh, too easy.
Let's do a
What's
quick
up, Quiet
recap.
Atheist? We got any more colorful artwork of these velociraptors with feathers? I'd love to see another one.
The fact that you couldn't answer my question shows me how weak your faith
Right,
is.
I answered your
Thanks
question.
for
I guess
that.
you're so delusional you can't even listen to the words that come out of my mouth. I'm sorry that science scares you.
You made a malformed statement.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Science.
I'm sorry your life is this miserable.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm
but-
sorry you
buddy.
support people like John Roy Atchison that are child rapists that go after Christians. Good for you, buddy.
That evolution is a
Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Congratulations on your wonderful life. No one needs to listen to you. I'm waiting for Quiet Atheist. No one needs to hear you, buddy. It's all good.
Hold on.
You do a great job of faking it, though. You do a great job of pretending you understand pseudoscience. It's great. I'm glad it's recorded.
Anyone who believes in Kent Hovind doesn't get to put the
Oh,
word
poor
science
baby,
on
no
the same
one believes in
fucking
Kent
sentence.
Hovind.
Hey,
What's up, bro? What do you got?
Mute that fucking fag, please.
All
I'm
right.
sick of every time someone says something, he cuts in with something.
Man, these
Bullshit.
idiots.
All right, here we
Sad
go.
Evo-tards. What's up, buddy?
Here we go.
I got it. I got you on the big screen. Oh, man, look at that artwork. That's amazing
That ain't
evidence.
artwork. Those are
Oh, those are
actual
the real
models
animals.
Those are
Those are the
actual
real
mo-
animals, right? Oh.
Those are actual models of a velociraptor.
Wait, so you're saying that's the real animal, Quiet Atheist, or is that a man-made construction?
Those are what the real animals are believed to look like, right there.
You're
Those
kidding,
are
right?
those-
You're
That is
joking,
a
right? You're
velociraptor.
joking, right? You're joking,
That
right?
is a velociraptor right now.
Right,
I could bet you $100 that I could get a hell of a lot more people to agree with me than you.
Right. So the consensus is what matters. Quite. I appreciate
If
your
I'm
effort,
so
man. It was a
wrong,
good
if
effort,
I'm-
buddy.
No, it ain't a good effort. I know what I
It was
do,
good.
man.
Okay, it was a good one.
The question is, the
You're
question
just rude and condescending. You've got no argument, Pillbox.
Rose, we got another picture here. You see this? No, she's still gone. This is awesome, guys. Can everybody
Look
see
at
this
that
man-made construction? That's beautiful.
All right,
Look at
I'll
that.
tell you what,
Respect
for
to our
anybody-
guest, eh?
for
Look at that man-made picture. Wow,
Hey,
that's
Pillbox.
amazing. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
For anybody that's in the comment section down below that is watching this hangout right now, everybody
Yes.
say whether you agree with me or not in regards to this being a velociraptor.
Yes, well, all the people, right? Well, all the people that believe in evolution say that they agree with the Quiet Atheist, so he can be happy about it. Because I don't want him feeling bad about this
I
picture.
guarantee you.
Okay.
I guarantee you right now that I can get a hell of a lot more people to agree with me than you would.
I
And
agree
it's
as well.
not-
I
not a matter
absolutely
of the
agree.
quantity.
I absolutely agree.
Quality.
Yeah, I
Educated
agree.
people will agree with
Right,
that.
right. I know that believe in man-made sculptures of fictitious creatures. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
That is the actual representation of a velociraptor.
Right, you couldn't even show me a fake fossil, bro. You had to show me some artist rendition of a model. Really? Come on. Quiet Atheist.
There you go.
Is that really the best attempt, though? Is that really it? Is that you're not going to try again? That's it?
That's it. I'm not going to show you
The artist rendition is it?
Listen, I'm not going to try and show you a magical velociraptor that can walk on water like you guys have.
You just showed me a magical velociraptor with wings. You did. You just showed me a magical velociraptor with wings. I love it.
That's
It's
what.
awesome, bro.
That's what the actual velociraptor looks like.
Right, the fictitious ones. Yes, that's a fake one. Those never existed. Yes.
But the thing about facts,
Oh
though,
my gosh.
Pillbox,
Yeah, that's not a fact.
No, listen.
That's in your mind, bro. That's not a fact.
Can you
That's,
please
that's,
stop?
that's an artist
Pillbox, Can
rendition.
you please stop interrupting quiet, please?
The thing about facts, Pillbox, is they don't care what the fuck you think of them. They're there regardless.
Right, that's what you would say. I understand that you believe that. That's not a fact, Quiet Atheist. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry
a great
you don't-
sculpture, though.
No.
I'm sorry I don't believe in fictitious creatures doctored up by man. I'm sorry I don't believe in bullshit. I'm a
the
skeptic.
question.
What can I say? I'm a skeptic. I'm sorry.
Isn't that
No, you're
hypocritical
not.
coming from you?
I'm sorry.
Absolutely quiet.
Isn't that hypocritical coming from you, saying that you don't believe in fictitious characters created by
No,
man?
it's not hypocritical. It's not hypocritical. It's reality. I don't believe in fictitious creatures.
Only
Wow.
fictitious
These are
humans.
pseudo creatures. Quiet Atheist. Come on. Is that really your best attempt? You're gonna have to face palm a lot. Is
He
this
only
really the
believes
best
in
thing you guys can show?
Fictitious,
Come
magical
on.
people.
Oh, right. The magical feathers on the reptile are way more conclusive.
No, they were just
Phenomenal.
regular feathers.
Phenomenal. Yeah, that's phenomenal work, guys. That's beautiful. What's the next subject?
Wow.
It's hilarious. You guys are killing me.
Here's what doesn't make sense about you, Pillbox. You turn around and you tell me that you don't believe in fictitious and magical characters, while at the same time believing in a fictitious and magical character. What kind of sense is that?
Exactly.
That's different.
Yeah, you guys have
He's
no
magic.
evidence, and it's just disgusting that you guys fall for these scams. How could you? Did you see the picture, Rose?
No.
Oh, he put another picture up, and it was of the actual sculptures of velociraptors with feathers. Oh my gosh!
Oh, okay.
You should have seen. There were 3 of them in a row. It was conclusive.
I'll get a
thought it
good
looked
laugh
like
later.
4.
Yeah, there was at least 3 of them just standing there, and they were like sculptures put in a museum or something. It was just horrible, fictitious pseudoscience. They teach that shit to children. Can you believe that? That's child abuse. That is child abuse. That's really sad. It really is. Yeah, that's child abuse. It's disgusting child abuse. It really is. It's destroying the mind of the child. I mean, look what it did to this guy. He's absolutely out of his mind because of this child abuse. Listen to how he acts.
And telling a 5-year-old that they're going to go to hell unless they be good is not.
Well, I haven't done that. I don't do that.
They don't even
I don't do that, bro. I would never say something like that to a child. But the fact that you tell a child that they come from monkeys or they come from primates, that's disgusting.
No, we don't come from
Absolute
monkeys.
child abuse. Yes, you do. Stop lying, please. Please, stop lying. Please start learning the evolutionary theory. You think you came from a common ancestor.
Yep.
What was the common ancestor? What was the common ancestor? What was the common ancestor? Watch this.
Angry. He doesn't want to hear. He just wants to do his.
Watch this. Watch this. What was the common ancestor? Watch. What was the common ancestor? See, he can't answer. He can't answer
He's not here
it.
for a discussion.
Yeah.
He's here to do his little bit. He's not
Watch.
actually here to have a dialogue with
Right.
us.
What was the common ancestor? What was the fictitious creature? What was it?
Actually, we were having a really great conversation until you came into the room, whoever you are. So I thought the conversation was going really well, especially when Raven was here as well, and blah blah. So I don't see how he wasn't having a normal conversation. That was just until you came in here and started using your monkey mind that everything got fucked up from you.
Oh,
It's interesting coming from you, Rose. I've met you before. We've had conversations. I thought you were a nice person. However, I think you're a little bit off balance,
Dishonest?
like this chap is. However,
No.
I think, unlike you, I think this chap is a little bit irreconcilable. He has admitted he's a Hovenite, which means he's not into reason. He's not
I
into
love Ken Hovind. He's a great dude. I'm so happy he's out of jail.
promote his filth, and that's it. Angry, I'm sorry. He doesn't
No,
wanna
I'm
hear us.
sorry.
He doesn't
I'm
wanna
sorry.
know.
It's okay.
He's
Hey,
not
can you
here
just tell
for
me
a
what the common
conversation.
ancestor was? I just want to know what the common ancestor was. That's all my question is, really.
And if
I
I told
personally
you,
don't
it makes
know.
no
Don't know answer?
difference.
Wait a minute, you don't know? Wait,
No, I
you
don't
don't
know.
know? Really? So you think a fictitious
I'm not
creature was the
abiding-
common right, you're not. You're right.
Nobody knows where the common ancestor. What the
Right, that's
some people do.
pseudoscience.
People do.
That's
Yeah,
called
I don't.
pseudoscience. Wait, some
But do
people
we-
do? Some people do? Really?
Well, if you believe in evolution, a good question would be if you do believe in evolution, which I don't have a problem with it. You can believe whatever you want, but if you do, then wouldn't you want to know what that common ancestor is that you evolved from? Wouldn't you want to know?
Yeah,
Does
but
it
then-
matter?
Oh boy.
Does something was the creature that existed 130 million years really matter?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we have creatures that lived 400 million years ago that still live today all over
That
the earth. I
fascinates
mean,
people. No, people. What?
right? Yeah, yeah.
What?
Pseudoscience fascinates people. Yeah. You're talking about Star Wars characters, guys. They don't exist. It's fiction. Yeah, Chewbacca's. Yeah, you're
I don't
talking
even-
about fictitious creatures, guys.
I don't even like Star Wars. No offense.
Well,
to
good. I
anybody.
mean, you're one of those rare atheists, right? I gotta admit, that's why I like you.
I'm a Star Trek guy.
Boldly go out to other planets so we can destroy those as well, right?
No, that's not about the.
No.
That's not the premise of the show.
I would agree.
Star Trek.
It's to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Not here.
Yeah, the
Right,
prime
well,
directive is to not
well, okay,
interfere.
but remember, 100 years ago, they taught that the coelacanth was a transitional fossil and that it was an index fossil for the Cretaceous period. You know that?
Yes, they thought it was extinct. So they call
Right,
it one, and another,
right.
and another.
Right, so I guess that was never an index fossil, was it?
That doesn't mean they didn't exist millions of years ago.
That's not the claim that's being made. So you don't understand what an index fossil is?
What do you mean by an index fossil?
That means that it indexes. That means if you find that fossil, you'd have to assume, because it's indexed at 65 million years, or the Cretaceous period, that that layer of strata is 65 million years old.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
So same thing with a horseshoe. If you find a horseshoe crab, you could index that layer of Earth to 400 million years.
That's not how you do it.
That's what an index. Listen, I'm not the one who believes in index fossils. I read a lot of evolution books, and that's how I know these things. Like, you know, the Precambrian area has clams, mollusks, things like that.
Okay.
Okay, well, we have clams alive today, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we have many creatures alive today that we find in the fossil layers. We find some creatures in the fossil layers that we don't find alive today. That doesn't mean they morphed into something else. That means they died off. Like the dodo bird recently died off like 100 years ago. It didn't change into something else. It went extinct. It did not morph or change or evolve.
Because it went extinct almost overnight.
Right, when something goes extinct, it stops reproducing. Things don't die off, and because they came into a different environment means that they are going to change and adapt. Things will adapt into things that they can already survive in. If they can't, they will die off.
But sometimes the environment changes and things have to adapt to survive.
Yes, such as a saltwater crocodile to a freshwater crocodile.
Hence
Or
evolution.
vice versa.
Right, hence exactly the same. Hence normal reproduction. It's the same animal.
Hence evolution.
That's not changing the animal. A crocodile. That's anti-evolution. It disproves evolution.
Speciation occurs.
Yeah, you can do it today. You can do it today. You can actually transfer fish from saltwater to freshwater today. You know that?
Can you?
It's
That's
been
funny
done.
because if you buy
Citation, please. Citation.
saltwater fish, you have to have a saltwater tank.
Right, and you have to slowly change them over. You can't just drop it in the salt water or vice versa. You have to slowly get them used to the different environment, and they will live. If you drastically do it, they will die. You see what I'm saying?
So
you already have.
you
Listen, listen. Hold on. Listen. The animal didn't change. Look, the same animal that lived in salt water, not its children,
I
not the
understand your
lineage,
concept.
right? The actual
on.
animal. The actual animal can be transferred from salt to fresh water or vice versa. That means that our... Listen, hold on, let me finish.
Time out.
Listen, let me finish. I'm just going to say this real quick and I'll let you go. That means that already had the ability to adapt to fresh or salt water. It is the same animal. It did not change. The same animal adapted. Yes, adaptation occurs.
Okay, so
Hence
wait a minute.
evolution.
What you're saying is,
Hence no evolution.
I lionfish, and you can get yourself a saltwater tank, right? Pay thousands of dollars for that tank, and then every day you go in, pull a gallon of water out, and put a gallon of fresh water in. And you
I don't
do
know how
that
the system.
every
I
day
didn't do
until
it.
it's
I
fucking
don't know.
fresh water, and the
I don't know how
lionfish will
it's
be
done.
fine.
I don't know how. No, I don't. I'm not saying it happens to that particular species, but it's already been done by other species of fish. Obviously, by humans controlling the environment.
Well,
I've never done it
like-
myself. This is research.
Wait a minute, salmon
Citation, please.
are in the river to the river.
Uh huh.
Well, I mean, it happens in nature. So I imagine some fish do that and could live
Right.
through the transition.
Right. No,
But
the
other
animal
fish
that was
are
already
only
alive.
saltwater.
Right. It can't die. It has to stay alive. It can't die. It has to adapt. It doesn't evolve into something else. It already has the ability to survive in fresh or salt water gradually. It's not its kids that did it. Listen, it's not its kids.
Hey, what you think about you being more evolved than your parents? Okay, what if evolution says is if tomorrow the Earth were 3 feet deep in water, everywhere you look outside was 3 feet of fucking water, and you had to go everywhere in 3 feet of water, eventually, many generations, let's say a million years.
Yes, now you're getting into the
People
magical
would
part.
have-
Yeah, this is magic. Yep.
People would have webbed feet, webbed fingers, and we'd be
Yep, that's
fucking,
magic.
maybe even have a nose on the top of our head.
Right, that's magic. Right, that's not science.
No.
No, it's
That's just an
evolution.
evolution.
No, it's called a gene pool for a reason. No, it's called a gene pool for a reason. It doesn't have the
No.
information to do that. I'm
No.
sorry, it doesn't work that way.
that-
That's not scientific. That's pseudoscience.
Your
That's how
mistake,
the fuck whales became whales.
your mistake, Pillbox. Your mistake, Pillbox, is a soup. Are you
Oh
gonna
my
let me
God.
fucking talk, or are you gonna laugh?
He asked me a question, but go ahead.
Your mistake, Pillbox, is assuming that evolution can happen overnight. It doesn't.
No, I don't assume that. No.
No.
I'm assuming that this is what we witness happen overnight, and you're calling it evolution.
We've never witnessed evolution overnight.
No, you're the one saying fresh to salt water is evolution, but it can happen gradually in our lifetimes. We can see it happen.
I was doubting your claim that you could do that with.
Okay, so if it turns out that I'm true and I show you a link and you actually believe it, which is part of the requirement of you believing it's true.
I wouldn't believe it, understand it, I would learn it,
right.
but
Okay.
I don't believe anything.
Here's the thing. You have a gene pool, okay? You have a gene pool. It means you already have a set of genes. When you reproduce, the reproduction can only go as far as that gene pool allows. If there is no parts of your gene pool that have the information to make fins or webs, you will never get fins or webs or change your anatomy. You are either going to survive in a different environment or you will die. There's no middle
little
ground.
tiny webs already. Those.
Yes, but we come from a common stock. The gene pool is.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, the gene
Yes,
pool
we do.
disproves
We can
that theory.
demonstrate in our
Genetics
DNA
has
in a
disproven it. I'm
demonstrable
sorry.
fact.
DNA disproves the evolution. I'm sorry. It destroys evolution. Sorry.
And you're done.
Yeah, and you can't get a tortoise from a turtle, and people think they're the same animal. They're separate families. That's why it's called a phylum or a genus. Read your books, genius.
And you can't seem to get a Hovind who isn't a convict or a fraud.
I'm right. So you're a fraud, apparently, because that's all you can do is talk about. I mean, you're the guy who supports these ridiculous criminals in the judicial system that turn out to be disgusting child rapists. I think I'd rather go for the young earth
in the
creationists myself.
fucking entertainment field that turn out to be
how you
rapists.
doing anyway?
I know, they're disgusting criminals, and you're accusing... Right, Ken Hovind's a bad guy, right, I know.
How you doing anyway? Quiet, haven't spoken to you for a while, bud.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I've just been making more videos and having more hangouts, you know.
Yeah, I've been away. I missed a couple of your hangouts with some really interesting topics going on.
Yeah.
There was one chap who was quite rude to the ladies. I remember that. He was quite rude. That he kind of looked like the real Stephen Colbert, but not joking.
I can't remember who you're talking about. I mean, I've had a couple of hangouts in the past, but I can't remember who the heck you're talking about because I've had a couple of hangouts recently.
He was an apologist, and he kind of seemed to have a problem with the ladies. Like he is, you atheist ladies are all this, you atheist ladies are all that.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
What's his name?
By the way, I apologize for coming on strong, guys. So much bullshit kind of need to be addressed and all.
Yeah, you got butthurt, Truth. That's why you're changing the subject. But go ahead, continue.
Don't cry, buddy. I can sort you out later.
You got it just annihilated, buddy. It's embarrassing, isn't it, when you don't have any evidence to back your claims whatsoever?
Dude, you're so fucking delusional. It actually makes
Do you
me
want to
feel
just?
sorry
Why don't
for
you just get an evolution book? Let's just get the evolution book out and read it to me. Come on.
Dude, you're a Hovenite. You
That's
have
what I
zero
thought.
credibility.
That's what I thought. So you just can't stay on the subject. Okay. You can't control yourself?
Any place, any time, boy.
Right, we're here right now. Can you get the evolution book out, please? We're here right now. Please.
Do you want to hear it? Or
Yeah,
do
let's
you
go.
want to
Get it
just have
out.
a dialogue?
Go. Let's hear it. I'd love to hear it.
Because Angry was trying to explain to you, trying to educate you, and you don't seem to want to hear.
Right. You're right. Pseudoscience. Right, I know. Can you get the evolution book out? Can we get the evolution books out? Let's go. Let's read them. Come on.
Are we done with this full and quiet? Because I have a few topics we could move on to.
Well, see, you're hiding again. I'm asking you to get the books out. Let's read from them.
You're incapable
Come on, don't hide.
You
Come
need
on,
to
let's
go
get
home and take your meds.
Let's get the evolution book out and let's read from it. Come on.
What about Darwin? You want to talk about Darwin?
There you go. Let's talk about Darwin. Thank you.
Well, you seem to know so much. What do you know? Well, prove your.
Well, yeah. Well, let's talk about Darwin. Was actually, I guess, a theology student. So I guess he was really credible, huh?
Nah, he was a shit. He was like anything. Research is like taking scientific observation and documenting. That's all it was.
Yeah, I raise plants and animals too. I mean, I raise sulcata tortoises. You know what they make every time they have babies? They make tortoises. Yeah.
He just noticed things in the environment and noticed the changes that were not normal to where he was accustomed, and that's it.
Right, he witnessed different birds with different length beaks, right?
Oh, like actually all kinds of stuff, like iguanas, seawater, and like fresh water from them, from the
Yeah,
seawater.
did you know that iguanas only breed iguanas? You can't mix them with a non-iguana, such as a Komodo dragon or a Nile monitor lizard or an alligator or a whiptail lizard. Iguanas are only a specific genus to iguanas. Do you know that? You couldn't let me finish, but go ahead.
Turtle.
Go ahead.
May I
Very
please?
cool, but there's no point. What? There's no point to
species
what.
of turtle, which appear similar to us, are not interchangeably breedable because they have speciated, because they live on the Galapagos. That is a prime example of speciation within a transitional group. For
Are you talking
example,
about Galapagos iguanas?
I said tortoises.
Oh yeah, tortoises even easier. You don't think that Galapagos Island tortoises can breed with other tortoises?
No,
Large
so what I
tortoises?
said, no,
They're
so
called
what I said
aldabras. Aldabra
What I
tortoises,
said,
yeah.
what I said was two variety of tortoise, sorry, that appear to us to be the same carapace markings, but are actually not interchangeably speciation because they have subspeciated within the same species, and they can no longer create a sterile, non-sterile pairing.
Yes, and they continue to make tortoises only because that's what the gene pool allows, is only for them to make tortoises. That's what science has
Sure,
proven.
for the first 100,000 years, but what happens?
No,
is, as
forever.
I said,
Forever.
May I please finish? We've let you speak.
Well, the
but
100,000 years, DNA wouldn't even last 100,000 years. We
Can
know
I allow-
the
can I-
decay rates. You
can
might
I-
want to check the decay rates.
Can I finish? Because we
Go
can
ahead.
demonstrate. Because we can demonstrate common ancestry with every single thing that has mitochondrial DNA on the planet, we actually can say that there is a vast gene pool, as you described, that we can pull on when these new speciation adaptations happen. Now remember, of course, there is no mind or control or watchmaker behind it. It's adaptation through blind force mechanism. It's not cruel. It's entirely indifferent. And quite frankly, the 99% of life that's already come and gone doesn't say much about a benevolent creator. It says more about an indifferent mechanism, which is exactly what we're dealing with.
Well, that defies the gene pool. So that defies that other information can be added to a gene pool. That doesn't work. That's not scientific.
Mutation compensates for this added
No,
information.
mutation never adds
It does.
mutation
It
never
does.
adds new information. Absolutely, that's been debunked so long ago. I'm sorry.
No, it hasn't. Ken
That's a
Hogan.
giant
It
hoax.
hasn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're wrong. Give me
can-
one
I can
genetic. Show me
demonstrate
one
it.
time. Show me one time when it's new information is added that wasn't already existing. Go ahead.
There is. Sure. May I? There is a colony of people living in southern Italy and Sicily who have acquired a gene, a mutational marker in their genetics, which makes them almost immune to omega fatty acids, which means they can eat high carb, high fatty diet, and they aren't susceptible to heart disease the same way the rest of us are. And it's a locational thing because these people share a common genetics because they're all very closely related, the way they are in the old systems and villages.
Yes, exactly. They're
That's
closely
demonstrable.
related. Exactly.
That is demonstrable.
Yes, exactly. That disproves evolution. They already have the genetic information. Thank you.
Hey,
Next.
I got something pretty interesting for in the side chat for you guys to look at. I'm gonna place the link there, okay? And the only reason why I'm doing it with this link is because I don't play videos on my Hangout because of copyright shit. So hold on a sec.
I hope it's on evolution, Quiet Atheist.
Go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you guys think.
Can you put it in the Hangout chat as well?
What do you mean the Hangout chat? That's where I just put it. It's on the side chat in our Hangout.
Yeah, not the side chat. I know there's two Hangout chats. It gets a little weird. They you know that there's a separate chat. Like that's where I put my links earlier and my picture earlier for Ravens when I put that picture of the inside of the airplane. You see where I put that picture?
Hold on, let me see. I don't know what you're talking about. The comment section.
The Hangout chat where people are added. Like I can add somebody to the Hangout.
Huh?
Hold on. I'm not sure. I don't follow. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me bring up something real quick. Yeah, I wish I had the software to do this, but I don't have the software to do things properly, so you have to wait a second. Let's see.
Yeah, it's the separate chat that is. It says Hangout chat. It basically is. You know, you could add people to the Hangout via that chat. It's not the sidebar. You guys know what I'm talking about? I just said right here in the chat. You didn't get a little indicator come up when I typed you?
No. Where do
You know what I'm talking about, Rose? Rose, you know when I added you?
On where?
Hold on a second. Which avatar do I click on, Pillbox?
I don't know. It says Hangout chat.
Oh, I mean, the only chat that I see is the one in the comment section.
Yeah, it's a separate box. Yeah, you're on a PC, right?
Yeah.
It should be at the bottom, like, and it should have like a green indicator. It should say like Hangout.
Let's see. Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna type something in it right now. Because everybody in this room and everybody who was in this room is still attached to that Hangout. So if I leave this, I can still read the Hangout. I can still send you guys messages and talk to people in the room. Rose, do you see the Hangout chat that I was typing in earlier? The one that I linked you up to?
Yeah, okay, so if I was to leave out of this room, if somebody wants to still like put in stuff that's not in the chat that's on your actual PC, there's actually a chat that's not involved with the PC chat. It's a separate chat, but it's still connected. And you'd have to go there.
Okay, I'm gonna type something in it right now. Too many windows open. I hear myself.
Going on. Somebody's saying it on live.
Yeah, I muted him. I muted a moral atheist just so we could have zero silence and no feedback. And so sorry about that. I just did that for quality control issues. Quiet atheist.
Well, like if you're gonna use it, then
Well, Rose, when he put it in the side chat, Rose. So can you put it in the Hangout chat?
okay, I can. Yeah.
Is it a YouTube video, Quiet Atheist? Okay, he just, I don't know how he left his own Hangout, but okay.
I think he has 30 seconds to come back in or it's going to drop.
Oh, man. Okay. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Quiet Atheist, you see that chat, right? The separate window?
Doesn't anybody else in here know how to do it?
Me? No.
Does anybody else not know that there's a separate chat besides the one in the sidebar for the Hangout?
Okay.
I'm on a tablet, so there's no chat at all.
Yeah, that's right. But you can still get text from that side chat. Not the side chat on the Hangout.
Rose, I can barely hear your mic. I'm not sure if it's from interference or you're just really quiet.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? Usually I
Yeah, now you're loud and clear, yeah.
Oh, okay. Not yell, but it sounds like I'm yelling. All right.
No, I could barely hear you. Like it sounded like you were far away or something.
Yeah, I'm far, far away. Another galaxy.
A long, long way to run. Quiet Atheist. What's this link though? Is it a YouTube video or? Man down. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to talk because no one else is. If anybody does have an evolution book with a specific spot in the evolution book that actually has evidence, I'd love to go over it with them as they read that part of the book. That's all I got to say about books. And anybody has any textbooks, biology books with any evidence for evolution, I'd love to go over it with you. And I can probably look up the book also, and we could easily check it out together.
In all honesty, Pillbox, and I apologise for my brash nature this evening, I don't think you're open to actually conversation on this matter. I think you've got a foregone conclusion.
Okay, but I say the exact same thing about you, and I would actually mean it, but I don't, so I could hope that you'd actually bring something to the table.
The thing is when we show you evidence, you've got this circumjecture and this narrative that you've inherited from the guy I keep talking about that actually prevents you from learning from the experience, I think.
No, listen, I raise plants and animals. I grow Egyptian papyrus. I raise reptiles, Chinese water dragons, sulcata tortoises, dogs. Listen. I'm just telling you that I don't go off of any man's opinion. I go after looking at the evidence from thousands of sources over the last 10 years. It's not one person that has taught me this information. This is experienced through all the information of what the actual evolutionary biologists have come forth and presented. I read evolution books. I read what they have said, Stephen Jay Gould or Futuyama or any biologist you want to bring forth. You can bring any of them. And I can look up the information. You can read it on the Hangout, or I can look it up later and we can talk about it later. I'm open for any information from any evolutionary biologist you want to bring forth whatsoever. I'm not going to hide from anything. Whatever you got to bring forth to the table, I'm all ears. But I've been doing this a long time. There's some things that I do know that are true, such as what a speciation event is. Like I can get 2 different species of whiptail lizards and I can interbreed them. And that new species of whiptail lizard is going to be infertile with probably both of the previous generation of the whiptail lizard, but it is still only going to be able to make whiptail lizards for 1, and 2, it has to find a partner, or that's going to cause a genetic bottleneck. And these are just many factors. That's all.
All right. Turn that down. If he wants to come, excuse me, I'm just trying to help right here. So, if Quiet Atheist wants to come back in and put it on the side chat in here, I could take that link and put it in the other chat for you. But he's not in here right now.
That's crazy. It's still live also. I'm surprised it hasn't gone off air.
Yeah, he has like 10 seconds.
My browser crashed.
Good Lord.
Well, I'm going to be okay. Let's do a side note, guy. Off the debate right now for a second. Today has been a crazy day. A lot of people have reported like power outages and their computers crashing. And not that I'm saying that anything's happening, but I keep hearing this all day long. People have been telling me crazy shit's been going on. Just putting that out there.
It's the Illuminati.
Space aliens.
Well, if he comes back in, I could do this real fast.
It still says it's live.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do without the Quiet Atheist, though.
Well.
And truth, you got to realize the reason I ask that question is because often I hear many evolutionary proponents say, well, these animals were much bigger and now they are smaller, therefore evolution. Yet we can see that many animals right now alive today of the same species or the same genus or family are many different sizes. Just like there are tortoises that you could hold in your hand that are fully grown, and there are tortoises that are 600 pounds, the Aldabra and the Galapagos, but they're still tortoises. That's as far as it goes. Uh-oh.
But what that is that's a demonstration of adaptation. Sometimes adaptation is manipulated by unnatural selection, by artificial selection, by our hand, as in the Heiki crab in Japan. And then also we have quite often natural selection, which does a slightly better job. It takes a lot longer time.
Right.
Now, this is demonstrable. This is demonstrable.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I agree. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Yeah. Natural selection is real. Natural selection selects from what exists only, though. It cannot select from what does not exist.
You have a problem with the actual pronoun evolution.
No,
Because you're
here's
okay
my
with
point.
adaptation.
Here's my point: is that different genuses and